Discretion is advised.
Happy Sunday, you're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode, 213. That's a lot of episodes. Guys, it's Sunday. You know what that means? I don't really know what that means. I just thought I would let you guys know that it's Sunday. On this very early and very different show day, we are coming to you live, not from my mom's basement because my mom made me move out. But we did also come bearing gifts in the form of fellow nerds and resident WoW content creators. We have a lot to talk about today, guys, so you're going to need to get some coffee, maybe grab a taco, you know, duct tape the kids to the wall, put the dogs in the bathroom. I don't know what goes on at your house. Do whatever you got to do, but make sure you guys stay right here.
You have crossed into the world of the dead in search of answers.
Amongst the Azeroth elite, there are those who defy convention, the proud who laugh in the face of trolls and never flinch, the few who strive on unity, trust, and unwavering resolve, they who eat tacos. For the players, by the players, we bring you. She can start a revolt with a chaos bolt, Belle, the Pwnecast Vanguard. Through light and darkness, he commands the void, Remedies, the sage lore master. We bow to no one. We are Legion. We are Pwnecast.
We are! High Mountain? No? Maybe? Yes? Could be? Possibly? Maybe? I don't know. I don't really know what we are. Maybe you guys at home will know. I have unmuted all of these wonderful, fantastic, fabulous people, looking very like they're plotting my death. Interesting. Welcome back. If you are new to Pwnecast, my name is Belle, and with me as always is my co-host with the putting up with Belle's shitmost, Remedies. It's been a rough week for Rem, so give him some love. I'm tough, guys. I'm tough. You can say it, Rem. It's okay. It's a circle of trust. We're friends.
Oh, are we? Really?
Well, oh, that was awkward, right? And live. I can't even cut that out. That hurt my feelings. Joining us amidst their wedding plans that are, you know, that's their big world quest happening right now. My two favorite nerds, Taliesin and Evitel. I said it right. Hey guys. Did I get it?
We're not muted now.
No, did I get it right?
This is excellent. Because you are hard. You're a hard taskmaster. We were chatting, we were having a nice time, and then you were like, well, I'm muting you.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah. I did. I had to pull out the whip for not.
It wasn't even shut up. It was like, talk as much as you like. No one's listening. No one can hear. It's muted, mate. It's done.
I forced her to only take 10 seconds to go to the bathroom. That's how terrible.
Exactly. She was like, but I really need a poo. And you're like, tough, we're going live.
We don't even know if she...
I managed it.
We don't even know if she wiped. I mean, we don't know.
No, I was like...
Save time by not wiping. Just shake on the way back, isn't it?
Yeah, just air dried.
No one can see your bottom half. It's fine.
Just, if you shake more than twice, you're playing with it, though. Just, you know, mother's rules. Yeah. Just be aware of those things.
That's why I always shake more than twice.
I actually have never had anybody say that. Maybe my 8-year-old. I don't know what that means, guys. It's treading new water when you're a mother of boys. It's very different, and it's equally scary as girls, but it's a different... There's no book, right? There's no... Yeah. I'm going to write you guys a book. So
I've seen some books.
When you guys are ready to have kids, I'm going to write you guys a book on how to. That way I can give you all of my wonderful knowledge of...
How to raise kids or how to make kids?
Well, ooh, good question. I feel like I could even sell the how to make kids, right?
We'll take it all.
We're really clueless.
Yeah.
I like the way you think, and I'm thinking we could even make some money off this venture. I like the way you two are thinking. I'm in.
Oh, yeah.
See,
we could make this a subscription-only feed.
Yeah, I feel
R-rated.
I feel like a collaboration is going to happen.
Well, there's an offer.
I'm going to need...
Gosh.
Oh, I did.
Our relationship is forward very quickly. Like, one minute you're muting us, the next minute it's like, let's do a baby-making collaboration.
Well,
this has got much better than I thought it would.
Yeah,
I gotta
strike two, Belle.
Like I'm in though. Like
Yeah, let's not beat around the bush.
without making it weird. Like I'm getting older, guys. I'm not getting any younger. Sometimes, you know, you have to throw stuff out there and see what sticks to the wall.
Sorry, are we still on baby making advice here? Is that
I think we're on al dente now.
Because I think you're doing it wrong.
It's not supposed to be upside down, right? Right. Man, this is going to be a great day, and I'm really happy that I didn't prepare anything super serious because I love where we're going to be taking this. So for the quick weekly reset stuff before we get into the meat and potatoes, that one was for you, Stone. He seems to like when I say meat and potatoes. I'm not really sure why. I feel like he's a little weird.
But what's taters, Precious?
You boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew. Don't make me sing it, because I'll do it. The weekly reset for June 5th, which is Tuesday, in case... Well, it's Tuesday for America. I'm not really sure what it is for the rest of the world.
I mean, it's still Tuesday, just on their Tuesday.
No, we don't. We have it on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like literally the date afterwards.
You know, not for nothing, but for a long time, I did think countries that were on a forward time zone were in the future.
I mean, we kind of are.
In a way, we are.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like whenever we visit America and we come back, we feel like we're going back in time or
Yeah.
forward in time. I can't even.
I know.
Can you
Yeah.
remember
Yeah,
the lottery numbers when you do your time jumping? So,
No, we never quite sorted that one.
No, haven't figured that one
Yeah.
out yet.
No, because like, we're obviously ahead of you guys at the moment. So if our reset was on a Tuesday, it would be before you technically. So, like Blizzard being an American company, they put Europe and everyone else back a day. So that's why when like raids and stuff launch, Method always enter the race, like when the first few bosses have already been killed by US guilds and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we still don't finish at all, so it's all good.
Well, I didn't want to mention that.
we're going to actually talk about that. Whenever I bring somebody on that's from that side of the world, I love that discussion because I insult Americans all over the world, and they are really angry.
That must go down very well.
But I do. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about. So, weekly reset. For Tuesday, your Legion Dungeons. If you're still doing, working on your daily content and stuff, go in and do that. You have nothing better to do, guys. We're in between content, so get it done. No Brawl this week for PvP. Sad day. Dark Moon Fair is going to be today, actually. Is it today? Yep, today until the 9th. Get your experience and rep buff. Carousel, if you don't have the carousel, get your hat, your top hat. And take advantage, guys. Level, do, whatever you need if you're still trying to grind out reputation for your allied races. Take advantage, get it done. Happy days. And there's the mount that... I can't pronounce the dirigible.
Oh, dirigible?
I'm convinced you're not saying it right.
Which one's that? What are you talking about?
It's a little like Zeppelin
dirigible.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How do you guys say it?
We call it that thing that we're never going to get.
Balloon?
Balloon. The dirigible.
When was the last time you were in the Dark Moon Fair?
Literally last time it was up.
Like,
really?
On
the carousel.
Last time I was up was literally like 2009. That's the last time I was in.
The dirigible. Dirigible
or
Trunchbull. No, not Trunchbull. Well, shit.
It's a good mount.
It hurts when I try to say it. It physically hurts inside my body to try to say that. But it's a balloon. Zeppelin.
Yeah, that's cool.
Zeppelin.
Really
That's
cool.
a good one.
Thing that floats. It's another mount you can try to get and not ever use because we all have our favorites and we never use half of the mounts we collect. Guilty as charged. Unless it's a hippogriff, which is my favorite. Also, the 6th through the 8th, the 1,000 Boat Bash. Guys, go to 1,000 Needles. Get your boats and hose on. Like, now's our time. Prestige worldwide. Let's make it happen. Let's do it.
Make a music video.
I'm in. I just don't want to be Dale because,
You don't want a nutsack on your drum set?
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of that in general.
Did you do that last year, the 1,000 Boat Bash? We missed it. We were away, and we missed it. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Missed it completely because we were doing all of the holidays last year.
Yeah,
and then that was the one we were really looking forward to, and we totally missed it. Is it good?
I did. I'm a fan of boats in general. I like anything boat related, which is why I'm excited for BFA. Yeah.
I like boats.
They need to give us like a boat an actual boat mount. I love the Alliance mount that we got. You know, it's a flying airship, but like I need to be on a boat.
Well, you can land
Feel
that
that.
in some water and pretend it's a boat.
But it's not the same.
It's not the same because if you land it in water, so it looks like it's floating on the water, you start to drown, even though like your head is clearly above the water.
Yeah, you're right.
Your breath bar will come up, and if you land it in there and go, I'm gonna take some screenshots, take the UI off, and you drown. You don't even know why. Like what?
It's true.
Oh,
Unless you're a warlock where you have unending breath, then you know.
And then you're good.
You're
Yes. Yes.
good. We warlocks are good for some things, and
I was not a warlock. I drowned. It's pathetic.
that's why you drown, because you're not a
Very
warlock.
sad. It's a sad story. I drowned.
Yeah.
I feel really bad for you, but
Yeah,
I feel like
thanks.
you recovered very quickly.
Well, this is a long time ago, and bringing it up now is difficult. But I thought I better had just to warn other people, so other people don't have to go through that like me.
Yeah, he thought it was repressed, but now it's just all returning.
Yeah, it's all flooding out. Oh.
Yeah. Thanks to me for bringing up that. Was there any other tragic events in your life that you wanted me to exploit for
I'm
ratings?
glad you asked. Sit down, buckle up. Here we go.
Boats and hoes, guys. That's our takeaway from this little shindig here is the boats and hoes, because that's everybody needs boats and hoes. Even if you think you don't, maybe you just want the boat without the hoe or the hoe without the boat. Like they kind of go together.
I mean, I could maybe afford a kayak. Does that count?
A kayak and a promiscuous person? Is that the same
Yeah.
as a boat and hoe? Just lighter? I got you. I'm in. See, we can adapt, guys.
Can you both fit in the kayak though?
Well, that's the best way to decide if a relationship is going to be long term is to go kayaking with each other, because you have to be coordinated with the rows. So
I thought you were going to say something like you have to really be squashed up tight to each other and really like.
I mean, that's
no, it's
also a
just
factor, but
I feel like you know if you're compatible if you are in a home or a place and your internet goes out. Because then you'll know what I believe you don't really know a person until the internet goes out. Luckily, my husband's seen that very early on. It is not pretty when I don't have any internet at all.
That's true. Even on our very first holiday together, we took our laptops and
We did.
leveled through mists.
We did.
See? But that's how you know.
We don't know. We don't know what it's like. We don't know, like, yeah.
Yeah. If so, you'll really know if it's forever, if you can handle them at their no internet level.
I'm not sure I ever want to learn that.
No, I don't think
Let's make a pact. We'll never know.
Never know.
Next is going to be they're going to start like hardwiring Wi-Fi into our brains so we could be portable internets.
Which sounds hideous, doesn't it? But think about the convenience.
I'm in. I would be the first one in line for testing.
well, actually, if Wi-Fi works out, then that'd be even better.
What?
Wi-Fi?
Instead of Wi-Fi, it's sending it through light itself.
And that wouldn't work in this country.
Yeah,
we
don't
need
get enough of that over
need
here.
a better thing than like.
No, it'd be a light bulb, but I mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I guess. Why not, man?
Wi-Fi.
Listen, if I talk about anything, like we mentioned making babies earlier, I guarantee if I pick my phone up now, Facebook is sending me a whole ton of adverts about making babies. Guaranteed.
Pro
Why
tip.
is there an ad for a crib? What the hell?
Pro tip, I often talk about things loudly where Facebook can hear because Mark's always listening, that I want to purchase because I know I'm going to get an ad and usually a discount for whatever it is I'm trying to get. It's my favorite thing in the whole world because it never
That reminded
fails.
me. So I don't know if you guys ever gotten a letter from Facebook, but
Like
this
a
is
love
the
letter or...
No.
Printed
This
letters.
Whoa.
This is the address that they have. One Hacker Way.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's cool.
Macro,
Wait, why did you get a letter?
I'm much more interested in why you
Yeah,
got a
what?
letter from Facebook.
It was some verification thing for something other.
I totally saw
I
your
believe
code
you.
just then.
I believe
FYI.
you.
That's okay.
Okay.
I don't have a lot to hide on my
Say
Facebook.
Say so. Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know that people still sent physical.
I was
Especially
surprised when it came in the mail.
Yeah.
How old school is that?
That's scary a little bit because then we're using the mail again, guys. That can't be life. We shouldn't be using the mail again.
We're going backwards.
Who brought the mail in as a thing?
It's vintage.
Do you think they were like, "Hey, Mark, we've got to send
shouldn't be
Rem
using
this
the mail
thing. Should we
again."
just email it to him?" And he was like, "No, Rem gets like a letter. Like,
A love
Send it.
letter.
send it out."
He gets a love letter.
I don't get those. I'd like that.
You don't get love letters ever? Guys, somebody send this man a love letter, because
I've just seen your love letter from Mark Zuckerberg. You can't show us your love letter and then be like, oh, I get love letters, guys. I just saw it.
He's fishing, that's why. It's all about that fish life.
Oh, one's not enough. You need all the love letters.
All of them.
You want like Amazon to send you a love letter now as well, and Uber, like all these other internet companies just sending you love letters all day?
I get Amazon love in the mail 5 times a week. The guy who delivers my mail, not the mail guy, but the UPS guy, he always laughs whenever he brings something to the door because it's not shocking or surprising.
Yeah, it's like the 7th time he's been there that month. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's
so bad he knows when to knock really hard or when to double ring the doorbell given the time of day. Whether, you know, if my children are home during the day or if he knows I'm upstairs working during the day and he has to double ring. That's sad when you're delivery guy.
No, that's like our Amazon guy.
Oh,
Yeah. But it's the same with us. They know.
Yeah, he's hit daily.
If I could have bought like my children off Amazon, I probably would have instead of giving birth.
Yeah. Well, if you got Prime, it's cheaper, isn't it?
It's really cheaper. And with kids, you really got to save every dollar you can because it costs you $1 million from the time they're born until they're 18.
It's depressing.
I don't know if people have ever heard that, but it's pretty factual. $1 million to take care of your child.
Wow, I thought that was just like a figure of speech. Like it's like $1 million. No, but it is.
No, literally over time.
The increased cost from having another individual with food and lights and all of that stuff.
The majority of that cost is just the diapers, though.
Yeah,
so.
Are you sure that the majority of that cost isn't like Candy Crush currency or something?
Yeah.
Like later on. So
it's probably true, actually.
So much Candy Crush currency today. Like, oh, thanks, good, well done. On the plus side, though, if you go to your phone now and look on Facebook, I bet they're offering you some children.
I would love children
discounted
that you know are nice and not my 19-year-old because she's a fucking nightmare.
I bet.
Have a girl, they said. Fuck it, have 2, they said. I did. Thanks. Be fruitful and multiply my ass. All right. Moving on from my tales of life woe. Guys, Battle for Azeroth. There's a lot of stuff, but I wanted to talk about a couple things first. I did read the letter from Anduin to Sylvanas, the little, before the storm excerpt. I don't know which part's silent of that word. So I'm just going to say both
they're
letters.
Both silent. It's just Xer.
It's just Xer. So I read this letter. Guys, can we just take a moment and appreciate Anduin and the fact that he has the ability to give these like subtle threats where he's like, I'll kill you in your sleep. But he's very political and very polite and very well-rounded. Not what I would send in a letter. There would be really bad things. I really appreciated his kingly ability. How did you guys feel about this letter? Did you have any emotions?
I definitely felt that. I mean, for one, it's so cool that he's like, trying to reach out and make that connection and like heal those wounds between those families. But yeah, on the other hand, he definitely was like, if you touch me, I'll cut you. But
don't touch me there. That's my no-no square.
Like, he's doing that so that Sylvanas respects him as much as meaning it.
Yeah.
Surely, because it's like he knows what Sylvanas respects, and Sylvanas respects strength and kind of, stuff like that. So I kind of feel like they're not even really threats. They're kind of him saying what is expected of him in a way. I don't know. And like the thing is, like, for the Storm, it's Christy Golden, and Christy Golden's favorite character to write is Anduin, isn't it? Like, she loves that guy. So she gives him a lot of attention and a lot of thought. It's excerpt 1 of that book, yeah? So I'm thinking, like, maybe next week there'll be another excerpt, and I'm really hoping it's Sylvanas' letter back, which is just, fuck off, mate.
Yeah. Or it's like a bag of dicks in the mail.
Yeah.
Like, here's what I think of your letter. We're not having no parlay, no meeting, no nothing. We're going to war, and we're burning everything to the ground.
And it makes sense, man, because like it's like we've said before, this comes out of the Azerite being discovered in Silithus. So like Sylvanas has discovered the Azerite. She's like, whoa, dude, this stuff is amazing. And as Anduin finds it as well, and he's like, oh man, this is so scary. And like the Alliance's first reaction is to go, okay, this changes the game. We need to make some sort of peace, because this is too dangerous.
Yeah.
And like Sylvanas' reaction is the complete opposite to that.
Yeah,
it's like, whoa, we need to
let's
get
have
all
it.
of this stuff because we can blow shit up.
Yeah.
It's gonna be so cool.
It's even worse because she's even conniving against the other leaders of the Horde.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because, listen, you guys are gonna make me say the C-U-N-T word, but I really feel like that's my jive with her. I don't like her. I know Hordes, that's your dark lady, watch over you and all that other stuff that you guys say, but I love that they're showing me Anduin's strength. The beginning of, well, kind of throughout Legion.
Oh yeah, you thought he was a little...
I just, you know, we spent a good part of the time rescuing him like we did Thrall, and, you know, he just seemed like a little pissant in comparison to Dad,
like
you know?
In mists and stuff, when the bell fell on him and stuff like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, but he was like, he struck me as very feminine, which is, there's nothing wrong with that, guys, gender fluid. We're not offending any cultures today, right? So, like, there's nothing wrong with that, but I said at BlizzCon when they announced Legion, I need them to show me why I should follow my king, because I will follow you anywhere. I will take my sword and I will to death, but I need a strong leader and I need you to show me why I should follow you. And we've seen little things, but I like to see him have the ability to be a little bit political, but I also want to see him go batshit fucking crazy and kill everybody. Like, I need that moment.
I'm not sure that moment's going to happen, though.
No, not like you want, but he's he's going to be more like his dad than you expect.
Yeah.
I just want him to go mad for maybe an hour, just madness.
Okay.
Just,
well, like, a lot of Legion was spent with him kind of, you know, doing his own stuff and battling his own demons and stuff. And I think it's kind of cool that they unexpectedly perhaps left him alone in that expansion, and kind of, you know, we were much more focused on other characters like Velen and Khadgar and stuff like that, and that was cool. And
Khadgar,
yeah, exactly. And if you ever needed like any proof that this expansion was all about Anduin and him coming into his own, like the BFA cinematic at BlizzCon.
Oh yeah.
I mean, was that not enough to convince you to follow your king? Because I was like that. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, full disclosure, I cried a little bit.
I had my fist in the air, not realizing that it probably meant something different to, you know, other people. I didn't make, you know, the connection in history of maybe not putting your fist in the air, because that's probably, you know, like not, you know, saluting and all of that kind of thing.
He's very blonde and blue-eyed as well.
Yeah, but so I didn't, that connection didn't happen until way later, and I was like, ooh, I totally could have gotten like a brawl, you know, while watching that.
Okay at BlizzCon.
It was so needed for me to see that, because I need to be, you know, I need to be confident in my king 100%. I need...
Yeah, I'll follow young Brad Pitt anywhere.
He's not, no, I think he looks like Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah. Well, he's like a mix between Heath Ledger and Brad Pitt, isn't he?
Yeah.
At the moment, in that cinematic,
at the moment he is. Yeah.
And then in game, he looks completely different. He's like Gerard Depardieu.
That's how it always is.
He does look completely different in game. It's really bizarre. And his jaw,
I love it.
His jaw's super square, and he looks like.
Well, it's like when they did the comic a while back with Khadgar, where they basically made him like the ultimate silver fox, and I'm like,
yeah, that animated thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it looked amazing. And then I'm like, in-game Khadgar,
not so much.
Would I? Not so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, but I'd be thinking of comic Khadgar.
Exactly.
It's Dadgar, though. I think it'd be a little, you know, it's Dadgar.
I don't think you're his type anyway, Dan. Sorry. Hate to break it to you. No, I really...
Does he have a type? What would Khadgar's type be?
I think I might be his type. I don't think...
Oh my! Ooh.
Wow.
Oh, come on. We all know that about Khadgar, surely.
No.
Are you joking? There's literally a world quest where you go and pick up coins for him and rainbows come out of them.
Yeah, but he's talking about... He's clearly...
He's collecting the coins for some lady. I can't remember who it was.
It doesn't say lady. It's for someone. You are assuming.
It's clearly from Madara.
No, it was for Madara.
But he doesn't reciprocate that.
Rem, you know what happens when we assume, you know, genders. And,
assuming gets you in trouble. Yeah.
But, so... That's actually an interesting theory. Has there been love interests? Keep in mind, lore is not my forte. That's Rem's job. But any, like...
With Dadgar, no, not like a male counterpart.
No, like female. I wasn't... Whoa, you took that way.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Wow, you ran with that, Rem. Like, he was all in.
Well, there are characters in game who are clearly interested in Khadgar, but he hasn't, apart from the mystery person who...
Has he ever had a woman? Is he a virgin? Do we know... You know, is there...
Well, he went straight from being like very young to being very old, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So he
because
didn't
the
get the chance
thing
to
of
kind of
medieval,
develop.
yeah.
Yeah,
Between-
actually, you got to remember that Khadgar is still very young, even though he looks like Khadgar.
Right.
Essentially, like he's younger than he looks, isn't he?
Well, he went from he went from frail and old to beardy to like hulky and old.
Yeah, you
So
got to get on that
Yeah.
program.
Did
man.
him and Jaina ever have? Because Jaina slept with a lot of people, so my assumption is that there might have been a thing there.
No.
Is that a thing, or?
I don't think it's been actually possible. He was away in Outland when she first came into the game in 2000.
Oh, come on, he's a guardian. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You know, if
they're
you're
not
the,
in an official capacity.
the guardian is like, to me, the president of the United States. Like, I mean, he could make it happen if he was really, you know.
Yeah, I guess.
No,
so.
the Guardian's more like Superman. Everyone bows down to them because you kick everyone's ass.
So he's never had. I don't even know our guardians
Well, I
allowed
mean,
to
not-
have
not officially
mates.
in game, I don't think. No, not in the law.
No, there's a lot of separation.
Yeah.
Family, politics, everything like that. They've always kept separate up until recently.
Lonely up in that tower as well, up in Karazhan. You know what I mean?
Well, and you're not allowed, right? When you're
they
when
get
you're
further
training with the
apart,
Kirin
for
Tor,
sure.
you're not allowed to have any kind of relationships, right? You have to sever all that with your family and stuff. Is that accurate?
Gosh, right, Okay.
Hmm.
What happened with Medivh and Garona then? Because I know that's not like in the lore anymore.
Yes, I don't know if it's retconned or shoved under the rug, but as of right now, they're not an item or
No.
never were an item, and so there's no. What was it? Metzen or Efrasabi said something that Madon is still in the story, but not like at the forefront like he's supposed to be based on the comics and the other.
Well,
No.
movie Garona,
Is the
hot.
daughter of Medivh.
but movie Garona's hot, right? Let's
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah.
Paula Patton. Come on, like game Garona, not so much. Not so.
Yeah, because
No,
she's supposed to
like
be.
standard orc-esque, isn't
She's
she?
supposed to be part Draenei, part Orc, and in the Warcraft cinematic universe, they made it
Half
human and Orc.
Yeah, she was hot.
Isn't it cool,
They
is it?
needed to do that. She was hot, and then
It's like, this woman's far too hot to be
yeah,
done.
and then combine that with equal hotness in Framel, and you're just money. I'll give it all to you right now.
Yeah.
Just let
Yeah,
me
actually, you're
touch a
right. If
bicep
that
or
was to
something.
happen, Madan in the cinematic universe would be smoking. Also a bit weird because he would be the product of like quite intense incest
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
in the cinematic universe. Let's not think about it.
Yeah,
let's
no.
move
Yeah.
on.
My
Yeah,
brain.
that brings a lot of scary, thought processes. Interesting.
I don't like thinking about Madan at the best of times, to be honest. It makes me doubt everything.
So before the storm, I know that Christy Golden was quite frustrated on Twitter because Amazon posted the final pages of the book.
Yeah. In fairness, I read them. They're good. Like, at least they're not bad pages. At least they're really good. And obviously, I was going to buy the book anyway. But I read all those pages. I didn't want to, but with the channel and stuff, you kind of.
But
have
it was there, so
Yeah, exactly. And like people are going to expect you to talk about it and stuff. So I was like, okay. And I sat down and I read. I wasn't looking forward to it at all. And I loved it. Those 96 pages, which kind of were in the wrong order, but spanned the entire kind of.
was it really that many pages? I thought it was just like the last segment of the book. Not like
6 pages.
Yeah,
Wow.
Beginning through the middle, right to the end. And in fairness,
crazy.
brilliant. I think 96 pages might be the optimum length for any book. And I'm going to recommend it from now on.
I didn't, and I really wanted to, because you're right. When we do what we do, we don't have a choice. Spoilers just are what they are. But I thought I'm just gonna give it a little bit of time. But she was pretty mad, and people were kind of pissing me off because they were like, "Oh, now we don't have to buy it." Wow.
That sucks,
not how it
man.
works.
Wow.
If anything, and because we made a video about it, because you have to sort of thing, and we were like, do you know what, guys? Like, genuinely, this is my favorite Warcraft novel that I've read so far, from what I've read of it, and like, and genuinely, and that surprises me, and I really love what they're doing here, and I think Christy Gold is probably my favorite of the Warcraft novelists as well, but I think this is like especially good even for her.
It's her life. It's kind of.
I'd recommend
I don't know
everyone
that
that.
anybody would ever be able to do as good as she can. To be honest.
And from what I've learned from people reading like the summary and stuff on Wowhead, and then trying to tell us and engage in conversations about what that book is about, they're getting that shit wrong. Like, you should go out and read that book, because like I get the thing, people who are reading the summaries or people who are watching videos about people that have read the summaries and not the actual book and stuff.
Yeah.
There's some pretty important things that they're misunderstanding about that book.
Those people that do that are the people that are mindlessly sharing clickbait links and fake news that is from like The Onion that they think is real.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
They people are saying stuff about what happens in that book, and it's just wrong. And I'm like, dudes, it's not a long book anyway. Go out.
Wait, when was The Onion not a good source?
Oh,
These days,
we should talk.
The Onion's closing down, man. There's no satire left in the world. It's like there's nothing, like you can't write.
I mean, it resembles real life too much because it's so satirical as it is now. So
my husband is the worst. He'll come inside and go, "Hey, did you see this thing on Facebook? Hey, hon, you realize that that's not real, right?"
Yeah.
But it's
He's
on
like,
the internet.
no, he goes, no, it's from a news site. I go, what news site? Well, it has the word news in it. Got it. Got it. So then he'll come.
Pretty.
He'll come.
Like
he's really pretty. He's a pretty redhead, and you can't really ask for much more. He's a pretty redhead, and he's a great dad. So you let the other stuff slide. But he'll sometime later he'll go, oh, you were right about that thing. Weird. How that.
What thing? I've forgotten. Never mind.
Oh, so funny. God bless his heart. Well, yeah, I'm in.
But was she upset about that, Christy Golden? That's a shame.
Yeah, that part, I think, stuff happens and she recovered pretty well, but I think she was more trying not to get frustrated to people on Twitter because people were like, yay, I don't have to spend money. And it's like, wow.
Well, for me personally, because I avoided reading all those pages, if I read those and like you said, it was that good, I maybe want to buy it because I want to endorse her product, obviously.
Totally. I changed my pre-order to a hardback when I read that.
Damn.
Ooh, that's official. That's a big commitment. You're getting married and hardback. That's...
Yeah.
Whoa.
Hopefully on the same night.
I had an opportunity and I missed it.
I know.
Damn
Thank you
it.
for setting us up for that one.
Gosh. Oh, I am not on my game. I didn't have a mental image or anything in the head right now, so we're gonna
all right. Mental away.
We gotta.
As long as it's flattering. As long as you imagine like my six-pack just on point.
I have half a pack. I don't know if that's a
glistening and.
I have like a half one, right? Like I got a bagel. I don't know if that counts. I've had kids. So
I've got like just the plastic rings that hold the six-pack together.
I'm gonna learn how to like contour and pretend to be, just let the light glisten this certain way.
I'm happy with my keg. It's all good.
I've had kids, so it's definitely a bagel. It used to be like a giant
water, and then you left the water in the sun too long.
Yeah,
so
yeah. That's.
You're like, I'm not gonna drink that.
Yeah, that's pretty similar actually. I love my children, all of them. Just kidding. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to quickly mention the prop auction, the Warcraft movie prop auction.
Yeah.
They did just over 4 million, right? In
no
total,
way.
I think.
Wow.
Or wait, reverse. They did 1.4 million in total.
That's still
a lot of money.
Outrageous.
That's crazy. I was on Epic Fail last night, and we talked about how. So the movie for actual monies made was like 4.7 in like a certain part of the world. It might even have been. I don't actually know, to be honest, because
probably China.
Bell's bad.
It cleaned up in China, didn't it?
Yeah,
Bell's bad with stats.
In Europe as well.
Yeah, but they did like a certain percentage of their actual monies made because it's an expensive movie to make.
Yeah.
I mean, they threw a lot at it. But some of that stuff, guys, if you have enough money to spend like 90, 60,000 on the King Lane armor.
Oh, yeah.
I'd spend that much on that King Lane armor.
We need to be best friends if you have that much money because I have a taco problem and tacos cost money. So if you bought that armor, let's be friends. Follow me on Twitter.
I wouldn't have spent it on the armor, but I would have spent it on...
Maybe the throne.
On the outfits, yeah.
Well, I wanted the armor, but the thing you got to remember is the guy that plays King Lane, he's quite small.
He's tiny.
So I wouldn't be able to fit in that armor. But if I spent 50 grand on it, I fucking would fit in that armor.
Yeah.
I mean,
how tall is
I'm here
how
for
tall is Dominic Cooper?
Yeah, he's tiny.
Yeah.
Well, how tall is he?
All film stars are tiny. He's well under 6 foot.
Okay, I'm gonna Google this just to check.
Oh, because I mean, I'm 5'8" on a good day, so
Tallish.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'8" on a good day.
You could be a film star, mate.
That's how tall I am.
You're a perfect film star.
I'm 5'8".
According to my driver's license, I'm 5'3", but that's a lie.
Is that because you must be 5'3" to ride this car?
I'm 5'2", and when I first went to get, when you go to get your permit in the States, they don't measure your height. They just take you at your word.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'm not 5'2", I'm 5'3".
Oh, I just love the idea. I just love the idea that the US driving license agency just ask you loads of questions that you might lie about. So they're like, how tall are you? What were your grades at school?
Yeah.
How many people have you slept with? And like all of these things, none of it is accurate. You're just like, yeah.
And they're like,
the weight?
they're like, wait. I'm like, oh, 115. That's a lot. Okay.
Okay, Dominic Cooper is 5'9.5".
No, he's not. No, he is
I
not.
can see him as being just
He's not
slightly
5
taller
foot
than
9.
me.
No, he's tiny.
The armor would be perfect for me.
So you guys could totally do a role play thing. I mean, you're getting married. You're going to have to find ways to spice up after marriage,
if we had the armor, it would have to be Evitel that wore it.
Yeah.
And I would make you wear it.
Yeah.
I would have to videotape though, honestly, because that would be really awesome.
I'd make you wear it, and I'd make you have your diva outfit on underneath.
Oh, ooh,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's almost too much, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit too much.
That cross-genre thing is a little weird, though. I don't know how I'd feel about that.
The what?
The cross, like having the two on one would be kind of weird.
I don't know how I'm going to feel about it
Mix and
either.
match
That's why I
my
need to find
genres
out.
there.
Yeah.
For science, right?
I mean, for science, yeah.
For science.
Yeah, for science.
Yeah, you could buy the
For
armor.
Sexy science.
You could buy the armor in the auction, but then you could also buy like Stormwind Guard undergarments, which I
Yeah.
found is a bit weird because that's clearly been like all over
An actor.
someone's body underneath armor.
Yeah, as a germphobe, I don't think I could get down with sharing ruse with someone.
No.
What would you have bought if you could have bought anything? What would you
Yeah.
have had?
I would have bought all the Kultera stuff. The spear.
because
yeah.
as I kind of stopped following it when it became clear I wouldn't be able to afford anything.
Yeah, well,
But-
at the beginning we were like, we can afford anything.
But
It's like, baby,
loads
that's
of the
not how
Kultira
auctions
shields,
work.
the Kultira shields had no bids on them for like a week.
They didn't. It was,
And there were like 12 of these shields, and they had no bids on them. And like, there's a moment when I was like, I might get a Kultira shield. This is gonna be cool.
And I wanted to buy one of the banners for the Kultiras.
Yeah, they had the
Awesome.
banners.
They were like, what, $20 to $30 for like the max bid I saw.
I think they had like a random garb of like a random Kulteris foot soldier or something.
cool.
They had a spear that had the Kulteris, like the banner
I
kind
was
of waving.
all over that Kultira stuff.
And I would have bought the weapon rack with the weapons, and I would have put it by the front door. And
Well, you want something like that, or you want like the throne. Who got the throne? How much did the throne go for?
a lot. It was
Yeah.
it was up to a high price the third day. I was like, wow, you could put a toilet in there. I was thinking about it. I was like, what if I buy this and I just like covered my toilet with it and you could just sit.
Yeah.
And then I thought, okay, Belle, you're being a little bit ridiculous. Yeah,
No, I didn't see
maybe.
what's wrong with that.
But I wanted the weapon rack with the weapons, and I thought, okay, next time my 16-year-old pisses me off, I'm gonna just toss her a weapon and be like, fight to the death, Kirk and Spock style. Like, let's do this.
Yeah, totally. Except you'd have a big hell bed. and
Talking
you'd
about
go-
blending genres, God, no.
No, I'm just saying, like, when I think of, a battle like that, I think traditional, Kirk and Spock, and I would make her fight, because she's got to learn sometime, right, guys? She needs to know
It's true.
how to wield a weapon that isn't, a fork.
her wit and charm.
Yeah, the way the world's going, we're going to be hand-to-hand combat in 20 years anyway, when we basically decimated
Fighting for
the
those
earth.
resources, man.
Yeah, so I feel like she just needs to learn now how to, how to be able to
By
get
the way,
down.
you're close. It's sass and charm. It's less more sass.
Of course.
Yeah, she's, man, I
Oh
love
no, I stopped following the auction because I was getting so into it where I got to the stage where I was thinking, hey, $2,000 isn't that much for that. And I could see what was going to happen. I was going to end up like paying a couple of $100 for like some green stick that they'd use to like CGI a sword onto or something like that.
Yeah.
One of those things.
the Gul'dan weapon. So I saw it and I didn't actually see what it was, and I was like, yeah, I don't care. I told my husband, look, we might have to
I just want
sell
something.
we might have to sell one of the children, or I might need to borrow your kidney because I need to have this. Obviously, I'm a warlock. I need to have this staff. I get there. I still doesn't dawn on me what I'm looking at, and then I click to watch the bid, and I like glance, and I was like, oh fuck! Literally, it's just a stick with.
Yeah, it's like the VFX thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was loads of stuff like that.
There was.
Yeah, I know. I'm
like,
sure
oh,
there's a
the
reason.
metal piece of it.
I'm sure there's a reason people bought that, but I don't really like other people's skin juice, and I'm sure that there was skin juice on it, and it didn't even look like the weapon. I just can't. I'm not.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, I get it if you're like that into it. If someone sort of offered me a microphone that was used to record a Beatles album or something like that, I'd buy that, even though it's not useful. But from the Warcraft movie, I'm gonna want something that looks good.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I want something which is very recognizably from the Warcraft movie.
Yeah.
I want something ginormous, like a big shield or, you
One of
know,
the big gold lion things.
I would have loved to have Medivh's staff, though. Whoever got Medivh's staff, that was a win because it looked pretty killer.
Atiesh, my god, that'd be amazing.
Yeah. I wonder who got the horse armor. Like, I wonder if they actually use it.
Yeah.
Wasn't there? There was like 2 sets too, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Another roleplay idea. I'm thinking that's weird.
Right?
But I mean, I don't judge, guys. Whatever.
Went back to the hardback. Go ahead.
So also Rem and I had talked about, they're selling all the props. That means, no second movie. Well,
that's what we thought as well. Yeah.
A point was made last night because I said, well, that makes me kind of sad, and I was on Epic Fail, and he was like, yeah, they don't recycle those props. They make them brand new for each movie. They don't hold on to that stuff. He said that they'll hold on to, the big renditions they have of Stormwind, the big scenes, but apparently they make new props for movies. I wouldn't. I mean, they were already on a budget.
More than half of it you could reuse because they still haven't done the sacking of Stormwind, so
I don't know that I don't know how that works in the movies.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know that they would have actors share that kind of stuff, especially when it comes to garb and armor. I don't know as an actor.
I mean, the armor would have to be custom made or custom built for some actors, but there's.
I went to see Duncan Jones talk about the Warcraft movie in a cinema in London here. It was like a showing of the movie, and then he did an interview afterwards on stage. And he was saying that he's got the whole trilogy planned out. And the trilogy is essentially telling the story of Thrall becoming War Chief. So the next movie would presumably be him, in the internment camps.
Oh yeah, the Durnhold Keep.
Yeah, and then the third movie would be the formation of the Horde sort of thing. So that was always Duncan Jones's plan, and he's got it roughly sketched out.
That's interesting. I was really frustrated with how much they promoted Rob Kazansky. Did I say that right?
Kaczynski.
I was really frustrated that he seemed to be the face of the movie in all of the promo when Orgrim had a very small role. Important, yes, because there was parts he needed, but arguably this was Duratan all day long, though. This was
totally. Can you imagine if you're Orgrim though? Because you're thinking, out of all of the actors in that movie, he must be hoping for a second movie more than anyone else. Because he's like, dude.
Oh, true.
You know what my character does next movie?
It's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe that was a setup. Maybe they did that on purpose. They were trying to.
The most important character next movie.
That's true. I just felt like Duratan didn't get enough promotion
It's a shame,
love.
isn't it? Yeah.
And funny enough, 2 years ago, I made fun of Duratan. I did.
What did you say? Did you make fun of his little ringlets?
This was in Draenor, and we were doing a series each week on the show. I think Lycan might have been here at that time doing the lore, and he was doing each of the warlords. Now, I don't know a whole lot of the older lore because
long time ago.
Pre-Kata, I probably didn't pay attention to that stuff. That was back, when I was a level 13 warlock hitting shit with sticks. I wasn't emotionally invested until, the end of Kata. Well, things that I read about him, he just struck me as a crybaby with mommy issues. Well, I said that on the show. Oh man, there was the hate. So much hate. I got an email and somebody told me to kill myself. I was like, wow, that's serious.
You probably deserved that because
I really did, and I thought, wow, I made somebody feel that emotional. So I did do research.
You just gotta own that.
It was a bad day, but I did do research, and I've come to love him a lot actually, and had to verbally retract my uneducated statement.
Well, for me, one of the great tragedies is that the Warcraft movie came out after Warlords of Draenor, because it came out towards the end of Warlords of Draenor when everyone was already sick of it. Everyone was already sick of Warlords.
Yep.
And
We were
I
sick of
feel
it
like,
2
we
months
went to
in,
watch the
though.
movie. Yeah, and we came out of the movie and we were like, I wish Warlords was about to launch.
Yeah.
So like I could like go through and see all these characters and because
and
now I'm
experience
super
them
hyped
again.
for
Yeah,
Odwin
yeah.
and Duratan and people like that.
Yeah.
And I'd love to like if the Warcraft movie had come out before Warlords, that would have affected my experience of Warlords in such a way. Like it would have made me enjoy that
Would
expansion.
it have made you love Ashran?
Nah.
No. Yeah.
There's not enough.
Just let it
Anything.
die. Just let it die. Just let it
Unless like there was a big like surprisingly muscly Gul'dan in the middle of Ashran, like wrestling people with Fel.
Like-
I'd have like
Like oil.
I was just gonna say like
Yeah,
Jello
yeah.
or like what is your vision here
Whenever he
so that I
takes off his-
can?
when he's about to fight Duratan,
does, yeah, he
and he
does
takes
kinda
off
like-
he takes off his robe, and he's ripped, man.
I know he's ugly from every other part of his body that's visible, and then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, hi.
And he's
Yeah,
just
right?
Yeah.
he is just a bottle of oil away from WWE.
Yeah, he.
Looks great.
That was super
It puts the
surprising.
lotion on his skin.
Look, all I'm saying is, if he covered himself in oil, Duratan would not have got a firm grip to snap
That's
off
true.
the ball on his back, would he?
There you go.
That's
Just
street
saying,
rules. That's street
Well,
rules.
I mean,
yeah.
at that point, based on the actual lore, he shouldn't have all that spiky shit yet.
Well,
so-
I mean, that's true, but I'm glad he did because it looked cool.
Like, it made him look more ominous. Yeah.
And it helped.
Yeah, exactly.
It
It was
helped
like-
hold his robe up because it was like kind of wrapped. It was. I felt like it was like a robe hook. No.
I'd like to
Run around in his skivvies. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are skivvies? Rem.
Bruise.
Ruse. That's right. We live in good times, though. We really do. It's a time to be alive with oily Guldans and
Oh, what a time to be alive.
Well, do you think like okay, because like
Hot Paula
if it does
Pattons.
mean that they're not going to make a second Warcraft movie, that's fair enough, I guess.
Yeah.
Because in America it didn't do well or whatever. Although I thought it was a good movie, I got to say.
I'd love to see more.
What I want to see is a Netflix series.
I agree. We
Yeah.
talked about maybe
so-
we even talked about an animated series last night. The possibilities would kind of be endless if we could take Taryn and their visual ability to make you feel emotions, because I really hate that, right? You don't, nobody wants to feel, and they make you feel. But if they could take and harness that, what they do for our cinematics, for our cutscenes and stuff like that, I think, that would be money. I would watch it all day long.
I'd
really.
watch it. My worry would be that it would feel a bit too much like the Warcraft we already know.
True.
I'd like to see them do it live action, because that is exciting. Seeing like actors play it and stuff. 'cause
Less
it's so
CGI, which is
But
hard
the
given the
CGI was
world.
Great. Like the orc CGI was some of the best CGI I've ever seen. The problem was that all the other CGI looked a bit
Yeah.
like-
Muddled. It was a little
Oh,
muddled.
what? They're not using real orcs? Is bullshit.
Yeah, but Warcraft is a movie where the CGI monsters look much more human than the actual humans in that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
there's-
it's really weird.
Yeah, there was a weird thing going on there. I'd love to see a Netflix series though.
Yeah,
But they're already making The Witcher into a Netflix series, so maybe the market's a bit like.
I feel like we're gonna see another movie though. I would be.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I don't know, and I think a lot of people make the assumption that Blizzard did that to turn a profit, and I don't really believe that that's what Blizzard did. I think Blizzard is very smart, and Blizzard always plays the long game. That is
Yeah,
what they're
yeah.
famous for, the long game. If I can get people saying Warcraft that are non-gamers or are not involved in this universe or have seen it in passing and have always been curious, if I can pull people in, whether it's 5,000 or 1,000,000, that's the long game, because you get them interested and then eventually they pick it up, and I called it a expensive advertising campaign. That's
Absolutely.
what it was.
even if people didn't actually see the movie, they saw the posters and the name was in their head, and they saw that Warcraft is still about and it's still happening. And yeah, totally. Would you keep Duncan Jones as director?
Oh, 100%. 100%. I don't know that anybody...
Oh, I was like, oh, I don't know, man.
I don't know that I would trust anybody else to love it the way he did. And I know Rem's approaching it from a lot of lore technical stuff and some other things, but I mean, he loves it.
I agree with the fact
it.
that he loves it and he's an actual player and he knows what to do and what not to do, but I can't get past the lore.
Yeah, but that's for cinema. We don't... Those are on the whim of creativity and that kind of stuff. It just is what it is. We have to take the good with the bad there.
I thought like some of it was really cool. Like having Orgrim as a Frostwolf worked for me. That was just better.
Yeah, like subtle stuff like that. Okay, but
the Garona and Medivh thing was pointless and stupid. Yeah.
That's true.
There's a
honestly.
good 40 minutes of that movie missing. Do you know what I mean? It might, and that's not his fault.
Yeah, actually,
Right.
even just watching some of the bits that were cut, like on YouTube or whatever, just looking at them, you're like, oh wait.
Yeah.
and how Dalaran's already up in the air.
Yeah.
Well, and
it's
he's
like-
got a good point. Chat's got a good point. Duncan doesn't have anything to do with the writers. That's a whole different other beast
A lot
of
to
people.
say, but I mean, they filmed scenes like flashbacks to troll invasions and Stormwind and stuff, and fighting trolls and stuff. And like those scenes are there. The base footage is there. They just need rendering, you know. And like there was so much of that movie that they couldn't put in.
Yeah, there's a lot of information, but
And it feels like it when you watch it as well. To be honest.
I would
Yeah.
watch any movie that they would make because it's Warcraft. It's a trip to go to Halloween costume shopping with my children and have my children see the costumes and to scroll on the TV guide and I see, you know, and then my sister, love her soul, doesn't know anything nerd related whatsoever at all. And, you know, she'll text me and be like, hey, I just seen, you know, Warcraft figure. Yeah, don't buy Medivh. He looks a little derpy. The toys are not super good quality. His hair's messed up and he just... I don't know what they're trying to make him for the action figure with Medivh, but it didn't...
the hair
like
is all wrong.
he just looks like he's a few trees short of a forest. It was not great quality. But
He's got quite a difficult look to capture in plastic,
it's
though.
so refreshing to see it mainstream like that. Like it's completely mainstream where people, everyday people see it, and that's, for me, that's a good thing. So I'm in all the way. Rem's a naysayer. He's so nayish. If that's
It's
Nay.
still the only movie that we own on Amazon Movies.
It's true. So it's like constantly coming up in our
Yeah,
recommendations.
because it's the only one we've got.
It's like, what are we going to watch today? Turn on the TV. Should we just watch Warcraft?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm excited
Yeah.
for the possibilities.
I think there could be more.
Yeah,
There
I
will
hope.
be. It is, like you say, it is a long game.
I do
Yeah.
check Duncan Jones's Twitter every day.
I
but-
know. I know, me too.
I do try to look for signs where, like, maybe he's secretly communicating with us and he knows that us nerds, because we're secret finders and we
Yes. Yeah.
we read a tiny grain of rice and we say, okay, this is what the next expansion is
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
I feel like Duncan Jones and Rob Kaczynski as well are pretty open with that sort of thing. I feel like
Oh yeah, no, you can tell he still loves it because it's still his banner on his Twitter.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, it's funny because he tells a story about Rob Kaczynski about how he when he was acting in EastEnders, he got really into raiding and stuff like that, and he lost a girlfriend because he was raiding so much.
No.
I know that girlfriend personally. 'Cause we were in school together. Yeah, I know who he's talking about.
I bet she kicked herself in the ass every day since then.
If I answered that, I'd reveal who she was, and I don't want to do that. So yeah.
Were you the girlfriend? Be honest. Let's be honest. You don't want to
But
go
no,
into this marriage with secrets. You have to tell if you were the girlfriend.
Oh, I thought
We've got
Taliesin was
super hot
the girlfriend.
nerd
I'm
girlfriend
confused
now.
now.
That's who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought.
He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's fine. He's good.
That's amazing. King Lane armor. Oh yeah, 60. It did go for 60K for the King Lane armor.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. I think that's all right. That's quite a fair price.
The throne was 10K. I would pay 10K to poo on a throne in
An
my
actual
house.
throne.
Yeah, like
I wonder if
Yeah,
I wonder.
it costs much more than that in fines. You could put
Like-
on any throne.
I
I
would
wonder-
totally do that. It goes well with my lavender scented toilet paper, like all the way. Just treat
I wonder if
yourself.
these
Be
secrets-
lavish.
You got to be careful when you're wiping though. Don't grab the scepter by mistake.
Ooh, ow.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah.
We'll have to get back to that. That's an interesting concept. Rem, what were you saying?
So I wonder if some of these people took out a mortgage for this stuff because that's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need no house when you got a throne.
That's fucking right. You really don't.
Everywhere is your castle.
You are
Home is
the...
wherever I lay down my throne.
Oh, that's so true. I I should have bought it, guys. I'm just, man, I'm kicking myself
It'll
in
be
the
like that
arse.
scene in The Simpsons where Lisa goes into her room and it's just like the big grinding gears from the phone mast because they've sold their house to a phone company. And it'd be like your daughter just going into her room and there's just this throne.
And my kids wouldn't mind. They might be a little angry.
Who could complain about having the Stormwind throne in their bedroom?
I wouldn't even let them use it, which would make it worse, right? I would sell all their possessions so that I could afford it, and I would just make them stare and just. I would make them clean it. Actually,
and especially because it would be covered in your poo. No one would want to sit on it anyway. It'd just be like,
it's true. It's true.
Mum, why do you keep pooing on the throne? It's like, listen, I pay 10K for this throne. I'm gonna poo on it as much as I want.
I would need cup holders, and I would have to attach a TV. Like that could have been a big home improvement project. I'm really
we were just thinking about having a phone to poo on. That's fantastic. Everyone's just like,
we should do it. Hold on, let me find my place in life. Magni comic.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're doing a show. Sorry.
It's Sunday. I don't even know what shows are. So, guys, I read, okay? I just need somebody to give me a gold star because I read a lot this weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I read. I had to read a lot of stuff because...
And how did that make you feel?
Well, you know, I kept thinking maybe there's an audio version so I don't have to read.
Well, no, this is a genuine point, right? Because the comics that came out before Legion, they were animated comics.
They
You
were.
press spacebar and that shit would move and there would be sound effects and there would be cool music and stuff. We do not have that.
They went out for the Warlords one.
Yeah.
And then that little Anduin one.
Yeah.
We didn't get that here. And that's okay. It was still good nonetheless. I did have to double check with Rem some things because I don't think I understood at first what was happening. I was like...
I mean, Hooked on Phonics
interestingly-
was helping you out, so it's okay.
Yeah, it's interestingly laid out, that Magni one.
Yeah, so
It's
I don't know.
dialogue.
Is it considered a spoiler? I don't really think it's a spoiler at this point because it's a comic. So I don't... If you don't want to hear about it, then, you know, maybe go potty or, you know, shave your cat or something, you know, for the next, well, knowing us, probably 20, 30 minutes on one topic because that's how we roll. We've never met people like us that are talkers and are okay with that. So we're feeling pretty happy about that, honestly. I'm glad it's not just me doing
Sorry.
No, that's not an insult at all, actually. It's awesome because we like
You
to
just
talk.
started talking about poo and thrones and we were like, this is our
I
turf,
know.
man.
But we
You
don't
know
get
where
it
we
very
are.
often, so we're going to milk it
Fine.
for as much as we possibly can because, you know, then I'm stuck with Rem who doesn't talk to me ever. So
I'm not a talker.
I'm going to milk it for all I can today. I'm going to get my dollar's worth. So initially, and I'm sure it made sense to a lot of people right away, and I was reading it at like 1 o'clock this morning. So
Whoa, you told me to read it before midnight, liar.
I told you to read it before midnight. I was still doing things until 3 o'clock this morning. I promise I went to bed. But, so initially, I thought it was going to be what we saw in beta. And because it looked like that's the direction we were going, the initial, I'm trying to stay away from anything spoiler there, but when we deal with the Heart of Azeroth and the necklace and all of that stuff. So I was like, well, this is going to be shitty because I already know this. And then I started to keep reading. I thought it was an interesting correlation because I was confused. Was he talking about Azeroth? Was he talking about his wife? Is he confused? Is he high? Was he drinking? Is there peyote? Like, what is going on here?
Actually, he's kind of low.
Well, I didn't really know his story of, you know, his wife and, you know, pushing the daughter away and all that kind of thing. So I thought it was really sad. It kind of hurt my feelings, actually.
I thought it was very well done.
Yeah. It hurt my
and like
feelings.
the two comics that we've had so far as well, because the Jaina one as well, just before it, they've both been kind of quite low-key sort of character studies, more than anything that sort of furthers the story or gives you a narrative or anything like that. Which again is like a bit different from the ones before Legion, because like the ones before Legion, you had like a look at the hammer getting stolen in High Mountain and stuff, and there was some other stuff with Bran like coming back to life. Not Bran, like Magni coming back to life for the first time and talking to Moira and stuff. Like actual story happening, which is quite important. And these are just kind of like almost sort of meditations on little moments in time.
I've been calling them monologuing. I know that's not what it is, but it reminds me of, like, you know, when you're dealing with the heroine or you know, even a villain with a very long monologue of their innermost demons, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, you're talking.
No, I thought you meant heroin as well.
I was like, why are you talking about heroin?
When you're dealing with the heroin.
Wow, guys, it's
like
hookers and blow. We don't do the hard stuff, guys. I told you you can't do the hard stuff. Guys,
like, she's not. It's not any heroin. She's dealing in heroin.
Hookers and blow. We have to stay away from the hard stuff.
So you guys don't want any black tar? Okay.
Got it. It's expensive to get clean from that kind of stuff, guys. Just stick with the cocaine. That's at least, you know, a little bit more manageable.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Life advice from, you know, I've taught you many things over the last 5 years, and Belle has taught a lot of real life. You know, I taught you guys stock market 2 weeks ago, and then it was the feet thing the couple weeks before that.
Oh yeah.
Which I don't need to tell.
That rule, right?
I don't need to tell them. They're getting married. It's completely irrelevant. He's already there's already proof of life for the foot thing there because he's marrying her clearly. So there's a thing with feet. If the feet are not well taken care of, and
else won't be.
Other stuff is not either typically. So that's like my life advice when you're prospecting or visually stalking a potential mate is
check out their feet.
Check the feet. If they're, if it's funky, other stuff is funky as well. So guys, go Godspeed. And
so wait, Magni's on heroin.
Yeah, Magni's on heroin.
And Anduin's got horrible feet, which means
Anduin's got horrible feet, and Jaina is on cocaine.
Yeah.
So that's, that's...
I believe it. I believe it.
We're ready for BFA. I didn't particularly... I liked some parts of the Jaina comic. I don't like Jaina, and they're making me like her, and it's pissing me off.
The problem is
she
doesn't... The problem is that she didn't play Warcraft 3 or knows the story behind that.
I like hating her. Let me have my hate. I just need to have my hate. Can I have it?
But there's no reason to hate her, because she went through a bunch of shit.
That's great. Everybody's gone through stuff. Her story is no worse than Duratan's story or Thrall's story.
She's still alive.
Well, Thrall's an actual baby, so...
I'm just saying, like, her story isn't worse than anybody else's.
I didn't really care about Jaina, but recently I've started really liking her.
I do. They're making me like her, and it's annoying.
Oh, she's so great.
I really like her mom.
Yeah, me too. Man.
Like, Jaina is such a hot mom.
Yeah.
She's brilliant.
She's awesome.
Yeah.
She's so hot.
Yeah, and she leads
70. Jaina's mom officially one
and
of
she
the
leads
few.
the Proudmoore Admiralty, as Belle puts it.
What did I call it?
So you guys know about one of the factions for Kulteris is the Proudmoore Admiralty, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh.
Belle and we're going to learn about the Proudmoore Admiralty. Right?
What?
Have you learned about it yet?
I have to practice words. World of Warcraft is the only place I struggle being a human with words. I'm fairly well educated. I have 2 degrees. I am a very great reader, but you would never know that watching the show or hearing me speak because it is just a fucking...
You're not even friendly with that faction yet. How are you supposed to know how it's said?
I did.
You're plain neutral with that shit. You can't
See, Rem,
Stop justifying it.
Whatever. Rem can't pronounce real words, so there's a good balance there.
I'm not smart.
I'm shit with Warcraft stuff, and he's shit with real life words. But I would first, the Jaina comic was a little annoying. The monologuing was very boohoo, and I was like, bitch, really?
Yeah, it was a bit.
Like, put your big girl panties on, get your fucking sword out, storm the castle, burn shit down, like... Take no prisoners, pillage, whatever. Yeah. Quit being a crybaby.
Have you noticed the theme in the comics? The 2 that we've had so far?
It's about loss.
They're about loss, they're about family. They both end with a sword in the ground and someone making a promise to stay and protect something. So I'm assuming that the 2 comics will follow the same theme and have the same ending as well.
That's a cool theory.
The feelings are what Blizzard's really good at. Because if you have like, I have a lot of strong emotions already going into BFA just from the Horde and Alliance conflict that I think we desperately needed back. You know, from a story standpoint, I don't want to make any Horde mad, but I think it was time for us to not work together, and I think we needed to get back to what it's about, which is...
But that's what Nazoth wants. Thank you for your...
Well, and I know that I'm sure, you know, this is misdirection, right? This expansion is misdirecting the two factions, but I need a little bit of that conflict, though. I need to kill some Horde. I need to feel good about having faction pride and not seeing both sides of the story and just being stuck in my one-sided bubble of, you know, Sylvanas is a bitch and I'm Horde and I need everybody to die, when really, you know, we'll find out later that nobody was the bad guy, Horde or Alliance side. And
still bitch, so.
But I need that one-sidedness. I'm tired of being the bigger person and working together and
fuck the high road.
Yeah, like I'm over it. I'm ready to let the void take over. What about you guys? How do you feel about the conflict, the Horde and Alliance conflict returning?
I'm pretty excited about it. Honestly, one of my favorite things to do is when we have people over, sit them down on the couch and be like, we're just going to play you something, and then make them watch the cinematic.
The BFA cinematic?
Yeah, the BFA
we actually did that the other day. Someone who doesn't play Warcraft,
yeah,
like,
exactly.
watch
So
this, it's amazing.
Exactly, so people who don't watch it and then just kind of like quietly welling up with tears and being like,
just so we can watch it again, basically.
What did you think?
I've watched that about 100 times.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
And yeah, I just remember the feeling of watching that for the first time and being like, wow, I am actually psyched. Like, this is actually cool.
And psyched specifically for taking a side.
For taking a side, which I've usually been like, yeah, like whatever, you know, and I'll do characters on both sides. But yeah, so I am really excited, even if it is just like a misdirection. You know, the battle for Azeroth is like the battle for Azeroth.
For the soul of Azeroth,
to keep Azeroth alive, right? Like,
they pretty much said that as well at BlizzCon.
Yeah.
It's like,
but still, I'm excited for the us versus them thing going on.
And I'm excited for the kind of potential of storytelling that comes from a pure Horde Alliance thing for the start. And I feel like...
Yeah, not like having it like all along the same path, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like what we've seen of the expansion so far seems to be doing a pretty good job of that. And I feel like with new patches and stuff throughout the expansion, that could really, really be interesting if they do it well. There's a part of me which is missing the whole like universal threat thing, you know, and like
that'll come.
Yeah, but Legion was so cool, and so it was so obvious what Legion was about.
Yeah, out of the gate, it was like, hey, there's
you had all these demons coming through, and then the pre-patch event was you had huge things like in familiar locations that like 50 odd people were flying around and fighting and stuff, and then like all the rest of it, and the Broken Shore was big and massive and like lore-wise huge as well, and you just had this very clear theme throughout the entire expansion of us versus the demons, and this is it sort of thing. And there's a bit less focus like so far with Battle for Azeroth, so I just really hope they manage to keep the story.
I think it's suspense. I think if enough suspense is built and we're kind of focused on other things, I'd like to see. The crappy part is we kind of already know where this is going, right? You know, Blizzard's really good at their Easter eggs and their, you know, putting stuff in there that gives us breadcrumbs, and we connect dots.
Garrus comes back. You didn't hear?
We connect dots that sometimes aren't there, and that's okay. But I feel like I would love to be super surprised. I would love if the large part of the community couldn't predict what's going to happen next.
Do you think we'll get a third faction?
We've talked about that a few times, actually.
I wouldn't bet against it for the first time at the moment.
I
would bet against the Forsaken breaking off and making a third faction with Sylvanas.
I think we were in a time where, so they broke out the allied races as a means to have something different, right? Break up the monotony. Let's bring some different visuals in. Let's, you know, we've been staring at the same for a really, really long time, minus the little additions. I think they almost have to at some point. I don't know if it'll be, you know, this expansion or next expansion, but I feel like if they're going to continue to compete with the character options with other, you know, games of the same genre, even though there's no real competition, WoW's life, like there's everybody comes back to WoW at some point. You might go play Final Fantasy or something else, but you will always be back because that just is what it is. But I feel like in order to maintain that freshness, especially for the veteran players and for piquing interest for new players, I feel like they would have to, right?
For me, it's because the kind of commitment that they're putting into the faction war at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
The only way you can give that a proper payoff is for there to be a major change between the factions. At the end.
Something fracturing or something.
Yeah, exactly, because you can't have someone win.
Right.
And you can't have someone lose, but you can have a major change of the structure.
Yeah.
And
it'd be boring if it just always comes to a stalemate and then goes back.
And I don't think the player base is going to buy a stalemate this time because they've sold it so much. Like,
we're not equal. Somebody has to win.
We were fighting Garrosh at the end of Mists before Mists even launched, so we could go with that. But that was kind of sold on the faction battle thing as well. But they've gone all in with faction this time. That I don't think the player base is going to be happy with. Hey, look, guys, it's N'Zoth. We all need to hold hands and fight him with the power of friendship.
Yeah.
Like
Care Bears, yay!
Yeah, this the faction war this time needs to result in something changing.
They're starting to do that with Eastern Kingdoms being solely Alliance. Kalimdor is going to be solely Horde.
I don't think that's enough.
Burning all that. Well, it's not going to be enough because that's the first start of it, but
and that's them showing that they're willing to
go there,
mix things up a bit, and I think that's great.
That's what I've always wanted playing Warcraft, is the world to be organic, to actually our decisions and our battles to affect the world around us, either by burning cities or rebuilding cities, like with the the Stormguard Keep going on. So.
I also don't agree with Horde and Alliance footholds in either's area. I don't feel like if that's real life, so let's pretend I'm Alliance. Just kidding, I'm Alliance. If this is real and, my town is all Alliance, I would never in a million fucking years allow Horde to set up a camp in my area. That's just not going to be a thing.
If you look at the actual world that we live in, like Earth, that happens everywhere. Like, there's loads of people people who hate each other who always live really near to each other. Like
Rem lives
societies.
a couple
I'm
miles.
right down the street.
I can't stand him at all.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and that happens. But I mean, I think that, I always thought the idea of a third faction or something was a terrible idea. But now I think it's one of the only ways they can actually make this worth something.
Like, what you had your idea of the Forsaken splitting off, but like, could it be like a refugee kind of faction? But that's kind of like what the Horde is to begin with, though.
I can definitely see that, because the Horde is like established enough now where it's kind of more like the Alliance than it is the old Horde. You know what I mean? It's got like structures and sort of like bases and like I could definitely see that happening. And I think that's a thing. Another thing I want to see, which I really hope they have the guts to do, because again they've kind of hinted this in the Siege of Borealis, and we did a video about this. I want to see a final raid of this expansion, which is the battle between Horde and Alliance. I want it to be like on a battlefield,
a true battle.
Yeah, like the battle for Lordaeron, like a scenario like that. But it's a mirrored raid. But on the Alliance side, you're breaking through the Horde lines and you're fighting Horde bosses all the way back until you take on like an important Horde lore character. And on the Horde side, you're doing exactly the same, but like you're breaking through Alliance lines and you're fighting bosses on your way back to a really important Alliance character. And like the boss is the exact same mechanics, but they're mirrored. So like you're fighting important Horde people on one side, you're fighting important Alliance people on one side.
Yeah,
I think like that's going to be cool
because it brings it to it brings the ending. That's what we want.
Exactly. And then canonically, you've got Alliance people taking out the Horde leadership, or like very high ups in the Horde leadership, and you've got Horde people taking out very high ups in the Alliance leadership. Suddenly, neither army has a proper power structure.
Right.
What better time for N'Zoth to go, hey, I'm going to take over now.
Hey guys,
some armies have had their leadership dismantled.
Guys, I brought tacos. I'm here.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I'll be having that.
Honestly,
I'll be taking that world.
If N'Zoth is bringing tacos, I'm there.
Yeah, well,
I've been telling everyone, just accept your overlords. Like, come on.
I like that concept, actually.
I think it'd be brilliant. And like there is a mirrored boss in the Siege of Borealis, which is a different, like if you go there as Horde, then you fight a like Kultiran general guy, and if you're Alliance, you fight a Horde character. So I'd like to see a whole raid of that.
We talked in the very beginning. I think I might have been talking with the guys on the Azeroth Roundtable. We talked about the having a clear and finite winner at the end, and them making a decision. Shit or get off the pot. We can't always, like you said, we can't always end where it's equal or whatever the case may be, because when there's conflict, there needs to be.
Shake hands.
Yeah, there needs to be a winner, and I don't know that Blizzard would ever win in the eyes of the community, because fuck, like, no matter which faction they would choose to be the winner.
Exactly, and that's why I think the third
option would almost have to be
a good way around that, because you don't have to have a winner or loser. Like, but there is this seismic change, and I think they've also done a really, really good job of creating friction between the players of the two factions.
Yeah.
Oh god, if you post something on the World of Warcraft groups and it's like, oh,
they are at each
I'm pro Alliance, and like, oh, I'm gonna key your car.
Yeah, and they're not even joking, man.
Dude. Yeah.
Like, and I feel like it's really weird, because most Horde players, if they're not Forsaken players, hate Sylvanas at the moment as well. Like, Blizzard's done a really good job of kind of...
See, that's the weird thing for me, because Forsaken is one of my favorite races in the game. I don't play it because our guild is Alliance anyways. But I don't like Sylvanas. I like her when pre all this stuff, but she's too shady. Yeah. Literally.
When you say our guild is Alliance, I'm going to need you to have some fucking pride in yourself, sir, because that is embarrassing, and you did this live in front of the internet. Ugh.
But I feel whereas Forsaken players are still as into Sylvanas as ever. Generally. Yeah. And like, I feel like Horde players and Forsaken players would be happy if the Forsaken left and started a third faction at this time. Yeah. Because I don't see how Sylvanas can possibly stay. I don't think Sylvanas
Who would be their leader?
What, of the Horde?
The Forsaken.
Oh, Sylvanas. Sylvanas will still be around.
So...
Or, can I give a slight spoiler for Before the Storm?
Let's do it.
No, but there is another candidate for leader of the Forsaken.
So if you don't want to hear that, don't listen or, mute until...
No, I won't say, because I don't want to spoil it for you guys either, like, on the podcast. So, but there is another candidate for leader of the Forsaken. But I don't think it'll be that. I think they'll keep it with and because if the Forsakens break off and they go up to Northrend to make their home, buddy up with Bolvar, you're setting everything up for a nice Lich King expansion there as well.
Lich King returns.
Yeah.
So if Sylvanas were to, she would rule both Horde and the Forsaken.
No, if she'd leave the Horde. I don't think, even if the third faction thing doesn't happen, I can't see Sylvanas being in the Horde at the end of this expansion.
Huh. Who would be next in line for that? I don't follow a lot of Horde.
Bane, Sourfang.
Yeah, I would like
Sourfang.
Someone with a lot of honor.
Well, I thought maybe they were setting that up because of one of the things that you go through in beta with Sourfang. So maybe I kind of thought about that a little bit, because it felt like they were setting up something there. Where if I'm Anduin, I'm gonna poke and prod him to take over, right, so that I can overthrow the Banshee.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if that kind of happens. And maybe Blizzard's setting that up because they know that we're going to recognize that as a storyline that's happened before, and then they're going to completely just have Sourfang randomly murdered or something by Sylvanas to make us hate her even more.
I can see that happening.
I can see that happening totally. Yeah. I can see she's killed people for much less than that.
Yeah. They have to make everybody hate her, honestly, in order for them to be able to pull off a transition like that. They're really
they talk about it being morally grey and a story both sides, but they're clearly trying to make Sylvanas horrible.
Or what was Ian said, evil is a matter of
That's why he's my favorite, because evil is a matter of perspective.
Yeah, totally. And I kind of feel like if they are trying to make us sympathetic to both sides, they're doing a terrible job.
Yeah.
And I think they're better than that. And I think they must be trying to make us hate Sylvanas. They must be. Because she's doing such ridiculously evil things.
And the outcry from the community as far as the Horde following... The Horde is arguably louder than Alliance publicly,
yeah, well, this
right?
is the thing. They're making Horde players hate her as well.
Yeah.
This isn't a spoiler for Before the Storm, because it's the first page, and it was also in the preview that came with BlizzCon last year, in a little book that came with the pack. But literally, at the very beginning of that novel, like she's plotting to invade Stormwind and kill everyone who lives in Stormwind to raise them as Forsaken. Like, you don't write that if you're trying to make it even-handed.
Now, I respect her hustle from a diabolical standpoint, right? Like, the enemy is like, yeah, I do the same shit. But, yes,
if I was a 100% Horde player, I would be committing to that, and I'd be enjoying it, and I'd be like, yeah, man, we're just evil now.
I'd be first in line. Like, where do I sign up? Can I be a general? Do you need a leader? Do you need a what can I do to be assistance?
When I'm playing my Horde characters from now on, they are just going to be evil. Like, they're just going to be totally behind Sylvanas. I don't care. I'm
Nightborn, and, you know, my Nightborn is very... You know, Belle.
So what, you gonna hit ice cream out of kids' hands or something?
No, like Belisande is very. She's.
Belisande.
That's awesome.
It's great.
I spelled it wrong at first and had to do a name change. I was like, damn it, why did I do this at 1 in the morning?
Also, well done for getting that name before Belilar did.
I did. I was on it. I like way in advance because, you know, I'm obsessed with all things Suramar and Nightborn. But she's not going to be evil. She's going to be very... She's going to be like... I don't know, but not evil. She's too regal for all that. She's very...
Nightborn can't be evil.
No,
yeah, they're very elegant and they're very pretty, and they really should just be decorations.
No one who's pretty can be bad.
I know.
Well, I mean, sometimes elegance does come with being evil, though. So.
Yeah, well,
thanks for the compliment, Rem. That was a good one.
I retract that.
It's an interesting thought process. It's scary and exciting times. Because you hope that Blizzard goes in the direction that they need to go in and that they're not predictable. And even if they are predictable, be predictable in the parts you need to be predictable at and, you know, not the rest of the parts.
Yeah, because my thinking is at the moment, it's so clearly a mirror of what they did with Garrosh. You know? Like, it seems to be following the same...
Wait, he was borderline morally, like, honorable and stuff like that. Like, during the Wrath stuff. And all of a sudden, he has this polar opposite, hey, orcs are better than everyone else.
But with him, because they told us we were going to be fighting him at the end of Mists, it was quite Brechtian. You knew where he was going to end up.
Yeah.
That informed everything he did, because you knew he was turning evil now. Yeah. With Sylvanas, they're not doing that, but it's still following the same sort of path. And Blizzard know that. They're doing that on purpose, and they're not going to copy that same thing. No. And, like, that's why everyone, like, people who don't like what's happening with Sylvanas say that that's bad writing because Blizzard have done it before and stuff. It's like Blizzard know what they're doing. They know that they're making out that like they're doing the same thing. Like they're going to undermine it on purpose. Somehow.
Yeah.
Blizzard's long game again.
Totally. No, I totally agree.
That's what they do.
I trust Ian as well with the game, which is maybe a controversial view, but I think he, like, he's maybe not the sort of the visionary that Metzen was. But I feel like, if anything, he understands what's important in WoW maybe a little bit more as a game director.
Mechanically and canonically kind of stuff.
Yeah, genuinely. And I think he's an awesome game director, and I'm really glad he's in charge, and I trust him.
I love his ability to take ownership, because this was before he was game director, and they kind of started having him come to the light a little bit instead of being in the background. And he was talking about demonology in, I think it was the end of the last expansion. He was talking about its state of play, and he very honestly said, like, shit's fucked up and we don't want you to play it. Like, we don't want you to play it right now. We want you to wait until Legion because it is fucked and we do not want to fix it right now. Like,
and he gave that as a reason as to why it was fucked. He was like, we fucked it, so you don't play it. We don't want you to play it.
Like, I
so
appreciated...
It's not working as intended like normal?
Right. That's exactly. And I respect... People were so mad in chat. I had to turn the chat off when I was watching, but I respected him so much more for that. Don't tell me things are working as expected when me as a player knows what isn't, or don't tell me this was intended or this is what you guys want to happen, or nerfs and buffs and, you know, things that you make changes on. Don't tell me that that's, you know, what you guys wanted, because...
I also don't think he gets enough credit from the people that don't like him. Because you're going to like people, you know, not like people. Some people don't like him, that's fine. But whatever you think of him, he saved World of Warcraft.
I agree.
Legion.
I 100%
because WoD was on the verge. Like, the whole game was on the verge after WoD. It could have gone either way.
We were dropped to, like, sub-wise and community-wise. Every WoW podcast pretty much stopped with the exception of myself and 2 others. the instance, because, you know, Scott's a lifer, and that podcast's about other stuff too.
They went
so
to once every 2 weeks though. They went, yeah.
And then they swapped to mostly. That's when the core happened and all of that stuff. But I won't even talk about how difficult it is to have been a content creator at that time. But I was really happy that he made me write, because I had a lot of faith, and I was preaching every show, guys, please have some faith. I promise it's going to get better. Like, please, please. And I was so glad he didn't make me a liar, because I did have faith, because you can tell when people are passionate about something, and you could tell when it matters to them. Yeah. And people get mad because, okay, they break stuff, right? Guess what? Blizzard's always done that, because they're one way or the other. There's no chill for Blizzard. They break it, and they break it some more. They get feedback. They fix it. They're the fucking hero. That's what you're supposed to do. Blizzard uses the community for live testing. I don't care what anybody says. I know that's what Blizzard does.
Of course, yeah.
We're going to just break a ton of shit. We'll see what sticks to the wall. We'll see what people complain about. And then, you know, we've already got the fix ready for it, because, you know, we're smart. I really do love Ian's direction. I'm glad it went in the good direction.
I totally agree. And if Legion had been not as good as Legion, WoW would be in real trouble right now.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
I know he doesn't sit down and design the quests and make the artwork and stuff like that, but he has a lot of say over that. And yeah, saved the game totally.
Yeah,
in a way that no other expansion has had to. You know, no other expansion has had to save WoW, but Legion kind of did.
It wasn't their pressure, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And it gave Metzen the opportunity to finally walk away. I mean, he said it very honestly. We needed redemption, and I couldn't walk away with the state that we were in.
Yeah.
That's
awesome job. Like, yeah, I don't know how we got onto this actually, but it's good. Like, I think I've got faith that the writing they're doing with Sylvanas is good writing, and it's purposely mirroring the Garrosh thing at the moment.
Just to throw us off something from left field.
Yeah, it's doing that on purpose.
And people that complain about writing, I just want to say very honestly, this is the moment where Belle tells people to knock their shit off. It's Blizzard's story to tell. It's not ours. We can have a feeling about the way we want things to be, and, you know, I get pissed off when everybody tells me to be Affliction, because they make Affliction the best spec for Warlocks, whatever.
A good reason.
But it's not our story to tell. It's not on us to decide what we feel creatively the story should tell, because this is Blizzard's story. And they're going to tell it the way that they want it, because that's their story, not what we think should happen. And I think that's really special in that way, because I don't want to be the master of this destiny outside of being the hero and, you know, getting my weapon and doing the things I'm supposed to do as the hero, or maybe I'm the villain, whatever. Some days I feel like the villain, but it's Blizzard's story to tell. And I feel like we're so quick to be critical. Sometimes you have to be, but you just got to let Blizzard tell the story. Quit acting like jackasses on the forums.
Yeah. I don't read half of a book and then like go onto a forum to complain about the book without
exactly.
You don't do that?
Like,
exactly.
And mate, that's just because I can't read half a book.
I read the back of the book.
If it's not doable in one toilet session, that book is out. I'm done with that book.
And you will tell everyone about it.
Yeah, and then I'll be like, I read the first chapter of this book. If you like it, go kill yourself.
I made my book reports in high school were really based off the back of the book, and they were excellent.
My book reports in school were based off other books that I'd read. It's like, I don't know much about Jane Eyre, but what do you think about this thing from Wuthering Heights?
A+.
Yeah.
By the by, I really do love Jane Eyre, but I'm a Jane Austen fan. Odd thing that I don't think I've ever confessed to anybody on the internet. Actually, people,
I didn't even know that.
People just assume that I'm a horrible shrew, and then they find out, wow, this bitch reads like deep stuff.
I got an A in my Jane Eyre exam.
You can still be a shrew, and like
I feel like
it was one of the books we did in school and in my GCSEs, which what's the equivalent of GCSEs? Anyway, like my 16-year-old exams, which you know you can leave school after you've done these exams, and my English literature, and I was getting A's all over. I got A on Hamlet, I got 100% on Hamlet, and then I did my Jane Eyre, and I wrote this entire essay about the last chapter of Jane Eyre, because they had like a bit from the last chapter, and they're like, what do you think about this, using what you know about the novel to inform your opinions and stuff. And I was like, I wrote this amazing essay, and then I came out and someone told me that Mr. Rochester lost his sight in his hand, and I didn't know that.
You didn't address it at all?
Spoiler for Jane Eyre, sorry. I didn't touch that at all.
So you didn't address it at all, and even the implications.
And I was like, wow. he looked. Because I was like, I was talking to my friend. I was like, yeah, I talked about the moon, and I talked about madness, and I talked about all these themes from Jane Eyre. I nailed that. And they're like, yeah, what about him being blind and having no hand, though? I was like,
What?
You read the book, so what about that? I was like, I haven't read the book. I got as far as the Red Room, and then I was like, just show me, what are the themes?
That is, did anybody, really did the teacher say that?
Yeah. No, I got an A. That's what they care about in exams. They, you know what, academic literature's like. They just care about the themes.
It's true. I'm sorry. I'm still just thinking. I just really want a T-shirt that says, "Wow, this bitch reads deep stuff."
Right. Can I just can someone appreciate that? Like, I just want a gold star. Give me a, don't be mean to me on my paper and give me an F. I'm thinking about that, and I'm like, the implications of what happens to him was like a serious thing, and like
really important.
Wow, how did you?
I was like, he loses his what?
I'm sorry. What?
Is that quite important then? Oh, what?
Yeah.
Because basically the only reason I went into English exams was to like write for about 2 minutes and then put my hand up for more paper, just to freak everyone else out. I'd write for a couple of minutes and I'd be like,
oh my God, you're that guy.
And you could see people looking at me like,
oh my God.
Great.
I won't even mention the fact that any movie rendition, which I have a masterpiece theater obsession, but she's supposed to be, this is not important or relevant to World of Warcraft, whatever, but
no,
I feel like
it is important.
I feel like you should know this since you wrote about it. She's really homely looking, and every actress they've ever picked to play her is the opposite. Like that's
the whole point of Jane Eyre.
Never have they ever picked like a homely looking actress or made her homely. They made her plain like she's all that, where they put glasses on her and all of a sudden she's the ugliest thing in the world, right? But I always thought that was really interesting that visually they didn't actually follow the way that the story's laid out, so people don't really get why it was such a big deal. Important. Yeah, it's a good thing he lost his sight though, because
Wow.
Now I don't mind that you're playing.
Yeah.
Now I don't mind that you're playing.
He didn't need that hand anyway. Never mind that his house burnt to the ground, rubble, a pile of rubble.
He didn't really love as well, It's like, oh, I'm married and my house is burnt down, so I'm not married anymore.
We keep her in the. Isn't she like in a cellar or like the wall or?
She's the loft. She's the stereotypical mad woman in the loft.
My husband's gonna do that to me one of these days.
I hope you like fish heads.
That's my future. My future is that he's gonna put me in a secret dungeon or wall and tell everybody that I ran off to join a taco.
It all starts with a soundproof door.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. He set me up big time. And I have a fridge in here. I have all the comforts of life in here.
Sammy made it look like it was her idea.
Oh,
brilliant.
Guys, if I go missing, it's because my husband's replaced me for a younger model and stuck me in the crazy house.
Okay, so I apologize to all of your viewers. This part of the conversation will last 10 seconds, but I just have to ask.
They're used to random because it's me.
If you love Jane Eyre, have you read Wide Sargasso Sea?
No.
Okay, it's a prequel to Jane Eyre, but it's really good, and it was written at a time before prequels were a big thing.
Same writer?
I forget. I studied it at the same time. It's a really famous book, and it's the story of Mr. Rochester, although he's never mentioned by name, going to the West Indies, wherever she's actually from, and meeting his wife and kind of marrying her.
Dominica.
And, who's the writer?
It is Jean Reese.
Thank you. Yeah, Jean Reese. And there's lots of really cool like Creole dialect in it and stuff.
Taking notes.
And it's great, and you love it, obviously, if you like Jane Eyre. Sorry, I just had to say that.
That's really important. I'm gonna get it on Amazon.
Because so many books like that are a bit rubbish, but that was like one of the first that did that kind of thing, and it was really good.
It was really good. I like the whole unrequited love and women in a certain role and breaking to get out of that role, and I like to see the transition.
Yeah,
not much of a transition.
The character to this underwritten character from Jane Eyre, it's good.
Not much of a transition because I still get told as a girl on the internet that instead of having an opinion about World of Warcraft, that I should be making sandwiches in the kitchen for my husband.
Again, she makes good sandwiches.
I really do. I can't even,
There's no reason you can't do both.
I know. I know. Why can't I multi-roll? Do I have to be barefoot and pregnant?
Yeah.
Can I wear shoes? Like, is there a reason I have to not have shoes? I don't understand society.
But you don't leave the house. You don't need shoes.
You can do all of these things, just don't give your opinion on it.
I know, because I know nothing about. I have no right to give opinions. This is a man's world.
Obviously, you can imagine we don't know what you're talking about.
Oh
we don't get any
I've
of that.
never experienced any of this as a woman on the internet.
Yeah, we don't. You know,
That.
we're. It's fuck, man. I hate people on the internet. I actually stopped. Like, I slowed down on my Method videos because Method's fan base is very different than mine, and
So macho, man.
Okay.
yeah,
totally.
like ours, like. I covered all of Legion beta. There's 422 videos I did for Legion's coverage when Legion was in alpha and beta. I've hardly done anything here, but yeah, when I do stuff for Method, I can't even look at the comments anymore because it is awful. Like,
Yeah.
and I give good info. It's not like,
Oh yeah, no, you
know?
can't win. Like, don't expect to win.
But it's girl info.
they don't like my voice. They don't
No.
like my
I'm
face.
pretty
They
sure
don't.
it's subpar, Belle.
I'm not allowed to have a personality. I was told that I shouldn't have a personality. I'm sorry.
Well,
What?
exactly. Because, like,
What?
yeah, or put on makeup because that's just like, you know, you're entering a pact. Then you're entering an agreement.
Yeah.
Like,
God
you're an idiot
forbid.
who doesn't do anything. I'm
That's
a beta
true.
cuck because I have a girlfriend
Yeah.
who I'm nice to.
Isn't that,
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
that kind of
Like,
Exactly.
that's kind of counterproductive though? Because
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, totally. It's like I'm a beta cuck because I've got a hot wife.
Yeah.
How does that
Not
work?
yet, not yet.
Yeah.
That's winning, in my opinion. I mean,
Well, exactly. It's like I hate to tell you guys, but I'm kind of doing okay.
yeah, like I'm pretty sure the high school reunion is going to be a good one. Just throwing that out there. Yeah, so that's why I like reading and watching and being involved in that story and plot, just because I find it funny how we're going to be Handmaid's Tale, guys. 20 years from now, I called it. Handmaid's Tale is going to be the future of America. Just kidding.
Oh yeah. Well, if
We're
you're not
getting
already,
there.
yeah.
I know.
It's scary, actually. It's really. You guys watch it, I assume?
I do.
No,
You
but
haven't really
I
seen
read
it.
a couple of the books or some of the,
The
book.
book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I've read bits from when
Yeah.
I was much younger.
Yeah.
But
The
yeah.
show's excellent.
Because the books
show's
were like
so
from the
well done.
70s or something, weren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just should get started now. Any volunteers? Just kidding. Guys, I'm kidding. It's gonna be all right. I'm gonna get 3 pieces of hate mail about how I'm oppressing women.
only 3.
Yeah, only 3. Okay. I want to talk very briefly. Well, it doesn't have to be brief. The guild changes. Now, UI. We got a new UI. Guys, I'm really excited. And I know you can't tell I'm excited, but I'm really excited. One of my complaints, which you two don't know, but the rest of the internet knows, is the afterthought that guilds have gotten. And I expressed concern for BattleNet's new social stuff. I was very scared, like panicking. I even said very publicly, I even tweeted to the devs, please do not remove the reason why we have guilds by all this integration. I was terrified.
Yeah, fair enough.
Luckily, I got the exact opposite, which I'm sure there's more to come. I mean, there would have to be because, you know, there are some changes that needed to happen, but we've got a new UI. And they're kind of merging the social chat, but in-game, it's like a marriage or mix of a couple different things, right? How would you even explain that? I tried thinking how.
I feel like
It's like a Mormon marriage. There's many different communities you can be in, and it's all connected.
Let me add our Mormons to the list of offended people. I'm sorry, guys.
they're trying to make it like Discord, aren't they? That's what they're doing. I mean,
That's where the idea is coming from.
it's BlizzCon.
It'd be connected to all the games, and because obviously Belle went on the beta and checked it up. I looked at the UI, so the guild's separate from the guild community, plus more communities across all games. So if you're in the guild community, then if you're playing Hearthstone or something else, you could probably still see it, kind of thing.
Yeah, which is kind of like an
Good.
extension of what the launcher does at the moment. Like, because I'll be playing WoW, and chat will tell me that someone's logged onto Hearthstone or something. So
Yeah, I broadcast random shit so people can see it.
yeah, exactly. So I feel like it's just integrating that into the chat, as into the voice chat more. And one of the main worries I had about it would be, well, there's been integrated voice chat in WoW for years, but obviously it's terrible and no one uses it. So from what I hear, a lot of those problems have been sorted. So
Well, I don't know if you've noticed on beta, but when you get into a scenario or anything like that, it automatically says, "Hey, there's an instant voice chat." And I've never tried it because no one else hops in. But
Well, exactly. I've clicked on it every time, and I've never heard anyone talk. But
I don't think I'd ever use it.
No, but it's great. I think it's awesome that pops up. I'm going to go in there all the time. And what it means is if like it turns voice chat into an opt-out thing rather than opt-in thing. You know, so it normalizes it in a way that
it puts it in the foreground instead of having to dig for it.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you start playing WoW, I know it took me literally years to pluck up the courage to go on voice comms and talk with people.
But it took me forever to even learn about like Thoughtbot or using Ventrilo.
And you always need third-party software to do it. So I think this is incredible. I think it's brilliant.
I think it's the first of some larger stuff down the line because it's long overdue. I don't know that I'll use the voice because it's not normal to me. Like when people go into Overwatch, they automatically voice is just a part of nature because what I'm saying is like I feel like they're trying to recondition because it wasn't something that was normal for World of Warcraft. We've relied on, we had all the various comms, your vent, your TeamSpeak. Now we've got the Discord. I hate the Twitch voice, everything about the Twitch app I can't stand. But I think it might take people a while to get acclimated to for that to be the go-to. I even forget it exists actually, and it shows me when I'm in beta and I actually forget that it's a function. I think they did, they borrowed from Discord.
I mean, but like I said, personally I think it's great because if you hop into a dungeon or rated RBGs, that was redundant, RBGs.
That's the big one, really.
I can't imagine that I would ever.
You can't be like, oh, this is our Discord link. And you're like, oh, I don't have Discord. Let me download that. Instead, you just click into it. Boom. Done.
There's never going to be a pug situation. There's never going to be a pug situation where Belle is.
Did I play Alliance? Why would I go into RBGs?
But I would never go into an LFR or a pug dungeon that isn't my guild or my friends. Never would I ever want to be on voice with the people from chat ever, especially if it's as toxic. I can block you out.
Maybe that will help it be less toxic.
No, it will make it worse. Have you heard me when I'm angry? I'm not nice. I would stoop.
You haven't been angry the whole show?
I know, right?
So
I would stoop super to their level.
Imagine when she's actually angry.
No, I couldn't. Like, I don't want to verbally communicate with people that I don't want to communicate with. That's why it's never bothered me that it wasn't in there. I know everybody's going to have a different opinion, and that's okay, but
so like I'd be really interested to hear your opinion on this, Evitel, because you don't raid with our guild on the main team.
Yeah.
So did you demote her to the B team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, she just doesn't. She doesn't like have as much time as I do.
Yeah, so I don't do like the raid schedule.
No, but you're a valued member of the guild.
Thank you.
But so this is kind of aimed at you.
Okay.
Who does a lot of like pugging and in like in your own time in like various sort of instances stuff.
Yeah.
Like, would you use it?
Probably not.
If
it's not with guildies, I think.
Okay, what if you didn't have to talk to them, but it's more just like talking? You can hear the strats because the second you say something, everyone's like, "Oh, is that a girl?"
It's a completely different state of play in World of Warcraft for voice than it is for Heroes of the Storm or all the other games where you need to be on comms, because quick, fast, immediate strategy is what's important, and you have to have that. I hear my husband screaming, "My ult is ready," from down the frickin' stairs. So I get that, but when it comes to us, yes, strategy is important, but I don't really. It's never been a part of what we need unless mythic or super, super, super duper high level. But super high level people aren't pugging, guys, and they're not going to care.
Potential to make it more of a make strategy more important in lower level play. If you have this in place, and that's what I would hope would come out of it.
And that's the only thing they can really do, is maybe they're trying to just recondition us to get used to using it, with it being there and it working and its good functionality and it being easy to do versus having to give a Discord link, which isn't really that difficult. We've been doing it since the beginning of time. We don't know any better, guys.
Do you think having the voice chat will make people be less assholes? So like,
it wouldn't make him less toxic or less of a dick, but it would allow the people, like the good community, to have a healthy way of
Forward a bit.
talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you don't even have to have like a headphone set up or anything.
Yeah.
Everyone can listen to the chat.
Yeah.
So
Like, imagine if that was like, imagine trade chat voice comms. Like, that would be.
but it won't be though, will it? Because it'll be like, you know, if you can, and like you can make LFRs mists level difficult.
Yeah.
And people will listen to the voice comms because you'll kind of have to,
Yeah.
and that's going to gradually get people into listening to it as a matter of course.
Yeah.
And
I
people
can see
will,
that happening.
it'll be
I can
good.
see that happening.
I think it's a great thing, and people will use them. People are asking us to like, are you going to have a community on there, and are you going to, you know, do all this? I know what they're talking about because, you know, I don't even know how that works on Discord. Honestly, I literally don't know.
We're new to
I've got
Discord as well.
but I don't know how they work.
I'm learning as I go. I have 50 bots in Pwnecast Discord, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing with any of them, but I feel like I'm being productive. Yeah, we don't know anything about that stuff.
We've technically got a T&E Discord, but we've never told
set
anyone
it
that
up.
we've got it.
Yeah.
Because we're like, if people start joining, we don't know what to do.
I'm gonna need that link later. I didn't think of that approach. I should have thought about it because one of my biggest harps is the toxicity, which is why I don't. Trade chat's never visible. I haven't seen trade chat in the better part of 2 years. I don't pug. I don't do those kinds of things unless I'm forced to, and it's always an awful experience with Get Good and your DPS sucks. This is fucking LFR. Seriously,
But was it valid?
But I do no. But I do think it could introduce a changing of the culture that we've seen, especially with the I'm gonna call you young kids out, but the younger generation that comes in from the CS:GOs and the GTAs and the you know, all the other games that are very, very toxic in their community because there's no accountability. You're just a person on the internet, right? Voice, yes, you're right. I think there's a little bit different accountability there. It's really easy for you to be a dick behind a keyboard, but you know, not everybody can be a dick verbally like I can. So you know,
That's a skill.
I do think that would be. It's scary for women though because Evitel and I are going to have to deal with hot dogs being thrown at us the second we speak in any kind of fucking pug situation.
But, but this is the thing, and this is what's the important thing: is you don't have to speak.
It's true.
Like, and this thing, it's always because that's what would put me off as well. If I join a Discord channel, you know, I've joined an RBG and they say must have Discord, and I'm like, okay, fine. So I join that. I have to like acknowledge that I'm in that channel. Whereas if it's integrated into the game, all I need to do is listen. And if someone is being sweary and annoying, I can mute that person.
What if I don't want to listen? What if I want to tell people what to do because I know what the raid's all about?
Then you can talk.
Yeah, then she's going to get wieners in her DMs. Hello? You guys share a Twitter. I know she's gotten a wiener. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
He gets the wieners.
Okay, that's very true. But I mean, if you
I told you.
So I like it. I do this job. What are you talking about? If the wiener stopped, so would I. There'd be no more tea.
But that's what men don't know how to react to women on the internet at all. That's a scary thing for random voice in World of Warcraft. That's super scary.
And I get that. It's not, and I say I understand it, but I'm sure.
Did you get a wiener for your birthday? Because I got a wiener for my birthday.
I only get wiener on my birthday.
I've never, in my 36 years, ever gotten a dick pic, ever. On my birthday, I got a dick pic, and I know you're listening because you watch and listen to every episode. I checked my DMs, and I was absolutely beside myself with anger. Like, I was out of control. I was shaking. I was downstairs, and my husband's like, you would have thought, like, he tried to touch you with his wiener. Like, you're very upset.
No,
he
it's
said,
not mine.
happy birthday. Here's a gift for you. How the f is that disgusting thing
Okay.
a gift for me, okay?
Belle, that is disgusting. But come on, Ian Hassakostis has lots of other redeeming.
I know. Not everybody could get a wiener pic from a man of his caliber, integrity. Caliber made it sound weird. Yeah, that was my... Good stuff. No, I do. But it's really not that bad, honestly. I say that, but there isn't... I don't ever get, like, somebody in a pug that finds out you're a female and is, like, hitting on me all the time. That's I think that's just something a lot of women on the internet say because it feels nice to say that. I know it happens, but
that dicks to you though. Like, yeah,
it's not as common as people would think. And I don't get insulted for being a girl in gaming like everybody posts on Twitter also. Never has anybody told me you're shit because you're a girl. I've been told I'm shit because my DPS sucks, not because I'm a girl. It happens, but I don't think that's our norm, but there are the weirdos that don't, you know.
Yeah.
But I do, accountability does make a lot of sense. It's harder to be accountable, or it's easier to be your normal self instead of a different person because you're
We still have the anon effect to it, but you have that name attached to you being a dick.
Yeah,
So-
and I think it takes like an extra step, like you say, to like say something shitty. Like you might think about it for a second before you actually say it.
How would you feel about in like a random pug situation if the chat group that you're in had an option to vote someone the leader and only they could talk but everyone else could listen? So at the very beginning you could, like, someone could say, hey, I know this instance, I will lead if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, so like queuing as the instance leader in the little dungeon queue.
Yeah,
but
exactly. And only they can actually be heard over the comms. Sorry, only they can speak over the comms.
Yeah,
but everyone can hear them.
What if
So, this is what we should do.
I feel like that kind of happens naturally anyway.
Yeah, but it's just more. It's more like convenient than typing everything out.
What if we had a system in place where the players' stats spoke for themselves and they were given leader based off their
like
level of
IO in game?
Yeah, so their level of play. Oh, you're within these, this set of things that we
Done this
need.
boss on heroic, you can.
You have enough under your belt to, even if it's a brand new instance, you have enough to say that you have a deep understanding for being able to do those kinds of things. I've always thought that would be a killer idea. I never thought that it should be everybody selects that they would be leader and then a random person gets it, and it's always an asshole that gets it. Very rarely is that the nice guy that gets it.
I get it quite often, so that makes sense.
Case in point, and he's probably tanking when he's gotten that as well, and it's Rem, so yeah. But I would like to see a vote would make sense, but I feel like a vote, I don't know who takes that seriously.
That can be swayed. Well, either one.
Have you seen the president of our fucking country? Nobody takes voting seriously. You get what I'm saying? So,
I mean, I feel like there's just so much good that could come of the communities that. And there's so much good that could happen by everyone kind of automatically inputting in voice chat.
What if people could vote? You could.
If you could kick people?
No, similar to Overwatch. I hate Overwatch, guys, but I played it. At the end, you pick, right? You get to choose your player, and they get the thumbs up, the good card, right? I never got that. It's whatever. I'm not bitter.
Oh, so if you accrue good points, then you're more likely to be the leader.
Yes, so it's like a system that's developed there where it's a combination of the things that you do in game, and then you have people, because you could be super amazing stat-wise in game and not be a good leader. So I think that they could have like a happy marriage where you could earn that ability to be able to, and that's a pretty big deal.
I'm gonna name a game you're not gonna like to hear, but they recently did.
If you say anything that starts with an L, I'm going to drive to your house and punch you in the face.
But they did a new system on League of Legends. But it's always toxic there, 100%. But they have a system where you can, this person was a good teammate, or this person was a good shot caller. So I mean, it could be a system like that where they have like this border or this signifier that they are like an MVP on the forums. You know that they're going to be helpful, kind of thing. So
I think what we're all agreeing with here is that we'd like to see it work somehow.
Yeah.
Like none of us think it's like people talking in game is a terrible idea.
It's a disaster,
I think we'd all like it to work, and I
potential.
think Blizzard are like taking its first steps on that, and sort of.
It is like shifting the culture.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
but
that's the challenge.
We can all agree that it's a social game, and it's best when it's a social game.
Yeah.
So anything that can kind of encourage that, or lubricate that happening.
Funny you said lubricate when trade chat's all anal. I thought that was an interesting. I don't know if anybody else made that connection, but because that's
usually
all
I would never
trade chat
suggest
is.
lubrication if someone said it. I'd just be like,
If we could stop the anal in trade chat, I'm in. If this is like well on the way to
Not the first time you've heard that, I'm sure.
That's probably not the first time I've said that, honestly. I've been places, guys, the dark parts of the world.
Of trade chat.
I do think it's interesting, and a lot of people have been talking a lot of shit on Blizzard. Oh, they copy Discord. That's what the smart game makers do.
Yeah, exactly.
Let other people do the hard work for
Discord
development.
Just a Ventrilo, so.
But, like, that's what they do. Everybody borrows from each other. Let the one person spend all of their resources doing that thing, and then we are going to come in and do it our way. We're going to take the parts we like and do it our way. That's smart business. That's a good business.
The game, so it's gonna be more useful within the game than Discord is, like obviously, and that's great. That's
The guild integration is interesting though, and I'm wondering. I have theories on the purpose of the guild being able to chat with your guild from Battle.net. I'm just going to throw that out there and see what else sticks to the wall, because certainly I'm not the only one that's thought about the potential for why that would be the case outside of being able to socialize when you're in a different game as a guild master. That's awesome. That's why I have Discord.
What do you mean? Please expand.
So, are you guys just saying that? Nobody else ever? Is that real life?
No, I don't see what you're getting at.
So, there's a lot of things that are the reason. They're saying they're the reason so that, you know, we can be connected to our guild through, you know, it's mobile now. And previously, right now, I have Discord as a guild master. So if a guildie wants to get a hold of me, they ping me in Discord. Hey, I need you to get online.
Yeah.
But what if that wasn't the reason? What if that's part of the reason? But what would be a larger piece of integrating guild chat into Battle.net? Let's sit on that for a moment. What doors does that open, having that ability for a global?
Well, first off, like if it's just a Battle.net guild, then you could have your guilds across multiple games within Battle.net.
True, very true.
Easy accessibility for everyone.
What from a... Guys, nobody's picking it up. I can't believe nobody's ever thought.
What is it?
So, we're locked in to our guild is here. This is our server. This is where we are. What if we weren't locked into that?
So I can be Horde and be in the same guild? I'm down.
No.
Oh, well, never mind.
See, my first thought when you say that is like getting rid of US and EU specific servers, but they can't do that.
No, they can never do that. What if servers aren't an issue when it comes to guilds? What if this is a way for them to global?
Oh yeah, I think that'd
because,
be great. Oh yeah, yeah, I
like,
think that's a natural.
I would be in, you know.
Yeah, totally. Well,
Why did we have issues with previous before they've started, because you know they've been redoing their back-end technology to make the servers better, right? Draenor launch was a nightmare.
Or with the CRZ
oh,
thing,
so bad. But the reason that the realms had to be disconnected and then they had the capability to connect them is because they were on actual servers, like actual blades. Well, we have data centers now that are load balancers that swap from region to region. When you start taking your game that was originally on old school servers that were limited in connectivity, limited in things that could happen server to server, what happens when you start putting your stuff on data centers where load balancers, you can connect anything at any time. There's no boundaries there anymore. I don't think that they're going to get
a lot of words. I don't understand what you're talking about, load balancing, but okay, I'm down.
Sorry.
I mean, that's what they're doing with War Mode, isn't it? Like, and the game is so sharded right now that even if you go to the Broken Shore and you like use World Quest Group Finder to
Vault said it. Vault said what I was
on like 7 different servers in the course of that 20-minute session. Like, the servers don't mean anything anymore. There's no reason not to have multi-server guilds now.
I don't think there's ever going to be a time where there isn't going to be servers
of server community that keeps them doing that.
I don't think that they're going to like remove servers because I think there's a lot of there's server pride, and I think that's really important. But Vault said exactly what the thing that I think when you're removing limitations like that and you're allowing some guild stuff to be pretty global. I do think it opens up the ability to have a cross-realm guild. I'm not saying like the same guild on a different server connected, but what if you didn't have to server transfer to join a guild?
Yeah, I think
That would help my bank account for sure.
Maybe not this expansion, but eventually.
Right. Oh, for sure. I don't know that we'll see. I might be dead before we see that, but I don't really know. I don't know what that takes, or if that's even possibility, guys. I might be shitting in the dark, which is never a good idea.
Haven't you heard? Like, BFA sucks and WoW is going to die,
Right.
so
Why
there won't
bother?
be enough players to all be in different servers. They'll have to kind of mix them up.
You didn't hear that Legion's worse than WoD?
Yeah, Legion killed WoW. WoW is dead. Would you play WoW? That game's dead. That game sucks.
Good game.
I'm
came
unsubbing
out
because
dead.
you won't make high elves an allied race. Guys, we have enough fucking allied races. Stop asking for more on the forums. Jesus.
Yeah, stop asking. Like, just give us Tuskar and leave it at that. We don't need any more. Just Tuskar
And
Thank you.
and Ethereals, and we're done.
good.
We've
And
already
then we're good.
Truth be told, we've already got too many. So just give us
Well,
Tuskar.
quit asking for the
and then that's it.
same type visually. There's like 40 fucking elf threads on the forums.
I know, it's so
Guys!
Okay, so the elf ones, I was kind of with you with my mild annoyance before we decided to make a video about it, right? So then I started reading these elf threads, and actually the majority of the high elf threads, they're just people enjoying talking about what high elves would be like if they're in the game. They're people that like the idea of high elves, and they're not like the majority, because there are some like this as well, but like the majority of them aren't even about, we must start a petition, we must make this happen. They're just like, wouldn't it be cool if it was
What would they
and
look
they're
like?
literally just
Let me do, like,
enjoying the
character-
fantasy of high elves without high elves being in the game. And that's actually really cool. And that's kind of like what the game should be about in a way. So like I get it. And when you go onto the forums, which obviously we spend a lot of time doing, and
We're
you
the
see
same.
all of these threads and they've all got the same title. And they're all about high elves and stuff. But that big thread that kind of started them all, the one that I always direct people to if they're asking about high elf stuff, because I was the same. I was slightly annoyed by it. And then I actually kind of read into that, and it's just a group of people talking about how cool high elves are and how they would integrate them into the game, and that's really sweet, and I like it. And it made me kind of go, "Oh, I hope you get them, guys." I liked it. I'm easy.
That was the exact opposite. I was like,
But we don't need high elves. We don't. What I'm saying is, we don't need them. Like, no more alliance races. No more allied races. Tuskar,
Only
Ethereals,
Tuskar and Ethereals. Yeah.
I do think there should be more, but
and Mogu.
I would like to see a more
Jinyu.
a more
And Tortolan.
difference.
And then we're done. Then that's enough.
Well, and the Volpera, of course, are going to be a thing.
And Volpera. But then, no more. That's that's enough then.
What about Murlocs?
Like, no more. No, don't even suggest anymore. No more anymore.
Naga?
All we need, we've already agreed. Tuskar, Ethereal.
We're at like 10 over
Hosen.
now.
I'm saying Hosen, Ogres, and that's it. That's enough. No more. Stop it.
Hosen, what would their racial be? Uker and the
Hosen
Duker?
rap.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uker and the Duker would be a stun. You kick him.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad. That's super
And then afterwards,
bad.
it would make the person that you Uka go, "Ooh, my Duker." Like they actually, they it
They have
forced
a
them
little,
to
like,
S
speech
slash
bubble.
S. Yeah. it'd be
You
brilliant.
thought a lot about this. That's interesting.
I'm thinking about it right now. And I'm like, okay, fine. We can have Hosen as well, but that's it. Okay, no more. Just Hosen, Ethereal, Tuskar.
Fucking
Jinyu, just
It's
them.
so,
No more.
this allied race thing is a train that's out of control. It is out of control. Out of
Yeah, but
control.
everyone loves being on out of control train, though, don't they?
I could do that all day long, seriously. But it's scary times with all of that. I can barely remember the races we have. Can we just let the old people acclimate? Let me get used to what we got, and then we can add 30 other ones. That is pretty. Honestly, it's exciting thinking about future expansions. Like, they put themselves in a really good. And they don't have to decide what to put in. They just let the community fight about it over the forums, and then they just throw stuff in there.
See how people react. Yeah,
They're
totally.
freaking smart. But, so, yeah, the integration that's happening, I think it's good things. I think we'll see some more attention to guilds, which is important. Those of you that know, last year I finally stopped being a little bitch, and I commandeered Ian while he was on his way from the bar to the bar, and
My kind of guy.
I was actually lucid and intelligent and making very good points and didn't sound like, a complete moron as I have in the past previously when trying to speak to somebody in a position of developmental power at Blizzard. And my complaint was on guilds and wanting there to be some input there, because the social stuff on Battle.net did scare me from a guild point, because I thought, well, shit, if they're going to make it where you can have these communities, you don't even need really a guild anymore, especially if people aren't really playing WoW. That kind of doesn't need us anymore, because they've taken everything that mattered perk-wise, really, outside of like pets and stuff. But I do think it's exciting to think about the possibility of the cross-realm guildies.
Yeah, I think that's exciting.
I'm on an Eastern server because that's where I landed, and I'm West Coast. It'd be really nice to be able to recruit West Coast players for raid, and to not be so bound by server.
So are we kicking all the East Coasters out? I'm down.
No. I think it just opens up the options, and it means like what's the normal thing in World of Warcraft when you're not a guild master who's stuck on the same server and can't faction change, because that's my job. You run into a friend, and you lost all your friends on your server, you lost your guild, you have nobody to play with, and we're like, hey, we got this guild, you can raid. Oh, by the way, you have to server transfer 50 of your fucking alts over here. To do that, I think it kind of shatters that wall down, and possibilities.
And I can see why they're not doing it. I can.
Yeah, because it's their money. You know how much money they make when people get into a guild fight? Or worse, when the guild master and the co-guild master are in a relationship, but it's not like a marriage. It's just like I'm going to call it internet dating, and I'm going to offend people. You guys are just going to have to get the fuck over it, because it's what it is. It's internet dating when you're dating on the internet. It's what it is. But, like, we've all been in those situations, or we've seen those situations where they're co-guild masters, and then they break up. They're in different states, so the breakup, who gives a shit? Because they don't have to care. And all of a sudden, you're homeless because you have to pick a side, and you picked the wrong side when you're deciding, right? So then you're floating around homeless with nowhere to go. You know how much money Blizzard makes off breakups in World of Warcraft a year from fucking server transfers?
But surely all of the character boost money that they'll be getting from the new allied races will make up for that.
Oh, 100%.
You know, when I race change all of my characters to Tuskar, and then all my other characters that I'm starting, obviously I'm not going to level them again, all my new Tuskar characters, I'm going to boost them, aren't I? So that's a lot of money for Blizzard right now.
It's true.
You know, from me, just me. I mean, the amount of money I spend on race changes alone should cover them.
I haven't done any of that, because the only race that I really care about is Nightborn, and I have to level her because I want the armor.
Yes. Right. But I'm being sneaky. I'm leveling my Nightborn as a monk, and then I'm going to use my...
using XP,
because they get XP boost, and then when they hit max and I get the armor, I'm going to use my 110 boost from BFA to boost a mage.
That's kind of what I did. I leveled up a warrior tank, Void Elf, just because I could dungeon queue and quest at the same time. And I just recently got it to 110 because I squirreled so much from work and everything else. And so I race changed my mage and my priest to Void Elf so I could still have the armor.
Well, I really want a Maga Orc warrior for next expansion. So I'm leveling a High Mountain Tauren warrior now, so I get the armor, because that High Mountain Tauren armor is cool.
It's pretty good.
And then when Maga Orcs become available, because I don't care about the Maga Orc armor, so I'll just race change him then to Maga Orc, which is why I currently have a High Mountain Tauren warrior called Gromish.
How are you going to save up your $5 million if you're spending all your BNet money for your Brontosaurus?
That's a very good point. I'll put out a charity appeal on the channel with very sad music.
I got you.
And I'll be like, I'll wear my scruffiest clothes, even scruffier than this.
Yeah.
And we'll have Evitel's voiceover, and it'll be like, every day, Taliesin doesn't have enough money for food.
I like it.
And then you have to have Sarah McLachlan in the background.
You can help. Only 100,000 gold.
That's actually pretty smart. I should do that myself, because I've been grinding hardcore that auction house. I've been going in every day and farming mats and selling, because ever since that mount came out, I was like, I better get back on that gold. And everybody told me that, because it's equivalent to $500 US if you were to use tokens as,
It's slightly less on EU servers because our token prices are through the
Guess
roof.
what?
Gold.
I would pay $500 for that mount, and I don't even feel bad about it. Now I don't want to, so
maybe give me a payment plan.
I downloaded Trade Skill Master so I could easily do all of my auctions without having to spend 45 minutes dealing with it. That is how serious, guys. I'm up a little bit over 1 million.
Are you?
Nice.
Yeah, I started at 430, so 400,000. Okay.
How have you made 1 million? What are you doing? How are you making
So,
your gold?
I have a lot
So
of
she
alts.
has access to the guild bank, and she just takes it all
I
from
would I would never. That's awful that you would even say that. I would never take from the guild bank.
You're not even taking stuff to sell. You're just literally taking the gold.
No, right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have you seen
that's
my trading? I'm doing so great on trading. All I had to do was take
terrible.
1 million out of the guild bank, and now I have 1 million gold.
I've
I'm
had-
the best.
Yeah, she has it. Banking's in
We
the savings.
almost. I think our guild bank's almost at 2 million.
Well,
Well,
just
There you
saying.
go.
I think so.
So you just need to make.
So sorry, how are you making your gold?
So I have several alts, and with those alts, I have one that is my Skinner. I have one that is my Herber and my Miner. Now, we don't have a lot of time. We create content. I'm raising children to hopefully be better humans because they're going to be responsible for me when I'm in diapers. You know, and I got DitchCon and all these other things going on at the same time, so I throw on some Netflix, and I farm what I need. I work on my professions on my alts, which is a really killer way to make money, especially when you're like me and behind. My jewel crafting's behind, my enchanting's behind. The great news is all that stuff's still being purchased. People are still buying it, and they'll continue to buy it way into BFA because that's what they do. So I waited for my professions until now, and that's what my focus is on, all of my alts. So I'm getting them all up, and in doing that, I'm crafting and I'm selling that crafted stuff. I never thought that I would sell all the rings from jewel crafting. People are buying them. Like, I'm selling them for $200-300 a piece, and people are buying them. Like, it's regular profession stuff, and I'm selling and they're buying. Pets. Fine pets.
I'm making bags. That's what I'm doing.
Bags is a good idea, except I don't know how keen people are going to be with the bags because of the new bags coming, but I suppose maybe people will use the that for their bank bags, right? Which I use.
I sell hexweave bags from WOD.
Oh, that's how much do you make off selling them?
Well, I got 12 alts, and they all have a tailoring emporium in their garrison.
Oh, smart.
And I go off and I have and they all have a barn, so they get all the fur and stuff. And the bags go for about 2,000 gold each. And I can sell about 5 a day.
Oh, they're only about like 500 to 1,000 on our server.
Oh, really? Oh, on our server. RP server, ours, you see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they sell for about 2,000.
Yeah, our server's very low pop. So I've had to learn what people will buy, but there's also a lot of hoarders that buy a lot of random stuff. But I do also find pets that are very cheap, and I will
One of the best
buy and
bets
flip
would probably
them.
be, like you said, getting the supplies for professions, pets, and transmog stuff.
I do a lot of cooking.
Mounts as well, yeah.
I do a lot of cooking. I put there's a lot of, I don't know, I guess there's probably people who don't focus on the cooking, but like to have the buffs from the food. I sell a lot. Every Sunday is my guild day where I deal with bank, I cook. I've been doing all the BFA stuff for the guildies for when we level. I'm getting everything they need, their potions, their flasks, you know, the runes for those who didn't purchase the one on Argus for leveling, and all the food. So people could just grab it out of the bank, go level, be happy. And then whatever's left over each week, I throw in the auction house. I make a shit ton of money off the Azari salad because it's like it's like one of the best but I make a lot of money off just doing stuff that I do normally. And since I'm a slacker on professions, it's worked out to my advantage because
you're gonna get your Brontosaurus mount in no time. Don't know what you're worried about.
But now keep in mind, guys, my money making tips are not professional. There's guys that really have this figured out. This is me just acting like I need to purchase my next thing of heroin and selling everything I own so that I can afford my mount.
Don't forget the copper pipes.
Yeah, there's guys that
in heroin. I thought that was what.
I'm gonna have to start selling that.
IRL money comes from. Of course.
Yeah, I need to. But I really want that mount. I have to. I.
Oh, that's literally what made me go back to the auction house. Was seeing that mount.
It's
I was like,
so
I need
beautiful.
that. And ironically, I need that mount so I never have to go back in the auction house.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah.
As a GM especially, though, because there's times when the guildies need something and I need to make it, and I don't want to stop what I'm doing because as a GM, sometimes, like, our guild is really active, and sometimes I don't even get 5 minutes to be in a dungeon without messages and messages. Belle, I need this. Belle, I need this. Belle, I need this. So
Yeah, I get that. You know what the mount will
I
be
need that.
next expansion, don't you? It will be a mount with a teleport on it. It'll be a mount with a summoning stone on it.
oddly enough,
my
I
God.
asked Ian how come guildmasters don't have a teleport ability when it comes to their guildies. I need to save them, especially when they're leveling in the lower levels and they want to take on a boss, but they don't, whatever, a world boss or something that's going on, you could easily pew. I asked him why guildmasters don't have more tools to be the savior for their guildies, because I think we should wear more than just a boss hat or, a mediator hat because people don't know how to behave, or, this isn't Plenty of Fish where everybody in the guild is trying to beat each other.
Ian, I need more power. Give me more power.
Basically. Yeah, I said I want to rule the world and I need you to help me. But I did tell him I've been in other games where the army leader, as it was called, had the ability to teleport to their guildies to save them when they were being killed. He didn't really respond to me. I felt like...
Hey, do you know what I said to Ian?
Did you say the same thing?
Ian, hi! Hi, Ian! Please, can I have your photograph, Ian? Will you have your phone? Will you put your arm around me, Ian?
Yeah,
Kiss me.
Yeah.
That's what I said, and he didn't respond well to that either, actually.
Yeah, you lie. Ian loves you guys.
He just smiled.
I
Well,
see
we
your
met him, that was
interaction.
about-
Everybody loves you guys.
I don't think he knows who we are, and there's
No,
no
I
reason
don't
why he
think
should know who
I'm
we
sure
are.
he does. He'd
But
be
we did get a nice hug off him, didn't we?
We did. It was
So that was enough
it
for
was a
me.
really
That was
good
enough
hug.
for me.
I think he probably does know who you guys are.
He
Pretty
knows
sure.
who we are now. We've hugged him. He'll never forget that. He'll never forget that hug. But before the hug, but now he'll never forget.
The only one I wasn't nervous to meet is Holinka because I was fucking pissed at the time.
Shit, man.
So I was pissed because it was coming off the heels of Draenor and the bullshit that they did with destruction, and specifically in PvP, and I was not happy.
Like, oh, there's a link. Let's go talk to him.
He was walking up the steps and I was walking down, and I was like, yo, I need a minute of your time. I know you're busy, but I just need to tell you, I need you to back the fuck off, Warlocks. I really need you to knock it off.
Oh, wait, I know what happened.
Can't take it anymore. I need you to knock it off. And he goes,
Did he go, I'm Alex Fabiazzi, yeah?
no, he goes, well, every dog has to have their day. What the fuck did you just say to me?
Oh!
What did you just say to me on the steps here at the convention center? Like, I just had a flashback like I was in Nam. What just happened? So then I laughed uncomfortably so because, I don't want to inflict bodily harm on you, but seriously. But I just told him, I'm like, okay, I get it. I understand every you have to have different flavors of the month so that people will play different classes. I get it. But seriously, for this entire expansion, you've been shitting on destruction from PvE and PvP. Can one of you pick a fucking side and stay on it? Like, if it's going to be this year for PvP, okay, next year for PvE. Like, seriously, I need you to knock it off because I'm getting sick of having to answer for myself because I won't spec change. And he said, we're doing a lot of things, and there's a lot of things, they're standard, we're looking at all things and all of that stuff. And he goes,
We'll look into it.
he said, you shouldn't be too disappointed in the future. And I said, I said, well, so are you removing Ashran? And he smiled, and I go,
Warlocks.
I know they would have to fire you before you will let Ashran be removed because you're never going to admit that mistake.
What a coincidence.
But I did. I was very,
You're the reason you left.
I
You're
was
the
very
reason you
angry.
quit.
I was mad. I was
I
nice.
quit
I wasn't
after
mean.
that.
But it was the only time I didn't ever. I had full confidence because I was like, just the guy I wanted to see on the steps here at the convention center. How poetic that we should meet here, friend versus foe. Like that's.
He's just the guy I would like to see as well, but mostly because he's like the buffest man in the world now. Have you seen him on Twitter?
It's scary.
Oh, Swolinka? Yeah.
Yeah. He went from
I've
dad
never
bod
seen
to
him
like Hasselhoff bod.
The man is amazing. I'd like to bump into him in the steps just
Whoa.
to see if bumping into him literally injured me.
Yeah, he went from like pretty much a dad bod to Bajira almost.
Yeah, like he'd take out my eye with one of his abs.
Not what I thought you were gonna say, but we're on the.
No, not with his massive penis, with his abs. Come on, you don't get that buff and have a massive penis.
This is precisely why Blizzard does not take this podcast seriously. Because we say shit like that. We say the awful things. I insulted.
You do. You say the worst things. I can't believe
I insulted Blizzard one time in Draenor, and I mentioned their one-ply toilet paper in their bathroom. I called them the fuck out because I was mad because I went and used their potty and it was one-ply, and I thought, seriously? All of the money that I give you people and you can't give me two-ply at the very least? I didn't get emails returned. Like, there was a bit of time there where the CMs did not respond to my emails about anything, and I was like, I wonder who told them that I was talking shit about their toilet paper budget.
I was going to say, I look forward to seeing you at BlizzCon next year, but I don't think you're going to be there.
That's not going to happen, is it?
I don't think you're going to be there.
No, this is my last year. They're never going to make sure I get a ticket, and if they do, they're going to it's going to get deleted from Universe's system magically. So, toilet paper and penises.
If Helinka is watching...
I'm sorry, but we love you.
I'm sorry for joking that you might have a small penis, Helinka. Really, I think it's massive. It's obviously massive.
I need somebody to highlight this and clip it and tweet to Holinka so he could have
My name is Taliesin Evitel, and I believe vehemently that Helinka has a massive penis, almost too big, to be honest.
What's too big? Is there what's your measurement? You're a man, so men have different measurements than we women do. We live in the land of reality, and yeah, that's a lot of uncomfortable. That doesn't look fun for anyone.
No.
No.
I think we can all agree. I think Helinka would agree. Well, Helinka wouldn't agree because, like, for him it's normal, but for everyone else it's too big.
He assumes everybody's like that. Like, everybody's like that.
He doesn't know how lucky he is.
Yeah, he has no idea.
Yeah. The man was in charge of PvP. Of course he's going to have a massive swinging dick.
It's true. It's true.
Like, that's how you get the job.
Well, what happens now? He's not doing
Metzen was like, go on then. In his interview, he's like, put it on the table, let's have a look.
Do you think they measured?
And Helinka was like, what do you think of that? And he was like, you got the job. And how?
Another reason I need to have a penis, Rem. I'm telling you, we just need to make this a thing. Let's just do it. I need to have a penis.
If you want to transition, I'll fork out some money to help you.
I'm just saying, like, I would love to whip it out and show people.
Oh, yeah, but you got to be careful.
I don't know that I would be. I would be that guy that's, like, in the mall, and I'd just be like, yo, want to see it?
She would walk up to people and be like, hey, here's my dick.
I'd be like, want to touch it? Just touch it. Just touch it once. Just once. It's going to be okay. In a non-sexual way, just because I have a wiener and I just want a helicopter in the middle of the mall. I have no idea what it's like to be a boy, so my assumption is that's what you guys do.
Next time you see someone doing that in the middle of the mall, be a bit more understanding. That's what I'm saying. Like, instead of going to security and screaming, be a bit more understanding. Think, what would I do with that wiener?
Women always think like
I've got some plans for that wiener, Helinka.
Women aren't realistic about like what men actually do with their equipment. To me, like 24 hours of just weird shit, like just slapping it against things just because it's there. Yeah. And I imagine that's what you guys do. Is that not what you guys do?
Also, the word Helinka doesn't have a wiener. Helinka has a tool.
Too many places to go there, and my brain's gonna explode. So
Helinka has a talent bar.
Well, we've had that conversation now. There's no taking it back.
There's no going back. It's on the internet.
We're gonna be pariahs forever. We're never. Blizzard is. I'm never gonna get a media pass ever. Never. They're never gonna give me. They're gonna be like, "Oh, that stuff you said on your show. Yeah, you're not getting a media pass for anyone."
And to be honest, I think they've got a good point.
I wouldn't give it to me either. I mean, I would. I'd ask some weird shit. You probably don't want me to ask you questions. Oh, you want me to give you the pre-approved list of questions or the ones that I'm really going to ask in my head? Because that's what I would do. So now it's really hard to move on after, we've discussed Holinka at his absolute most intimate and powerful parts.
You're saying the conversation was about Helinka. I'm saying the conversation was all about the things that you would do with your wiener if you had one.
It's true. It's true.
I think that's what I really feel like I've learned.
But also the things that boys do in my head are probably not what really happens. Like, I just know if I was a boy, like, what I would do. I just assume that you guys probably helicopter 24/7.
No, that gets you put on. Oh, no. Well, not in the mall.
No, I mean, no. What? No.
My
Not in the
8-year-old
mall.
helicopters, so I know that they do it. I just don't know at what age they stop or if they stop. But he did. He was in his room, and it was just helicopter. He got out of the tub, and he was like, "I'm drying off, Mom." What?
Fair. Perfectly fair. There's this guy that goes to my gym. And he's like in his 40s, and he showers in the gym, and the gym has like these hair dryers on tubes.
Oh no!
Yeah.
And he'll come out of the shower, and he'll
No.
stand there naked, and he'll take one of the hair dryers, and he'll very slowly, literally this speed, dry himself with the hairdryer. It takes him about 25 minutes.
Wow.
Naked, hairdryer, body.
Are you staring the whole time this is happening, or?
Yeah, how do you think I counted 25 minutes?
Yeah,
That's-
25
yeah, that's
very
true.
specific.
Yeah, and I was counting slow because I was,
Just sitting there like,
10.
When you think about it, it's kind of innovative because I feel like it's quite relaxing to dry yourself that way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, if I had the guts, I'd dry myself that way. Yeah, certainly. If I felt I could hold that for 25 minutes, I'm not sure I could. I've just been to the gym. I'm tired. Need a little lie down.
I feel like this is a good challenge moment for, there to be a future challenge there to see if you could surpass the 25-minute mark. Maybe that's a honeymoon night
I've ever done
game,
that on
right?
night.
Like, you guys could play that game on the night of your honeymoon.
Sounds good.
That's
to
a
me.
great game. How long can you dry yourself for? That's a very sexy game. I can't wait for that one.
Oh, I
Is
wish
this
I'd been
what
on
married
your
life
wedding
is all
night.
about? Is this
Oh,
what happens
wow.
when you get married? Is
She's
this-
just sitting on the couch eating popcorn watching this whole thing.
watching each other dry. Oh boy, can't wait!
all right, isn't it?
Can't wait.
Watching you dry. It's all right.
If you attach the hairdryer to the wall, you could do more things freely while you're drying, FYI. Just thinking about efficiency's sake, I got you.
She's talking about sex.
That doesn't exist. You guys aren't married yet. Hello?
wait, I thought we were talking about
Yeah, I
Jenga.
can't wait.
Yeah, like
It's going to be so much fun.
I know, you're finally going to not be virgins anymore. How does that feel, guys?
Oh, I don't even know.
Feels sensitive.
Yeah.
It feels like 2.5 seconds. We're going to hell. Some virgin right now is very angry that we've spoken truth here on... See, life advice, guys. We've given you several good things about life.
True.
Now you can go with, you can go and be all that you can be in the
Army.
army. Okay.
Also, this guy who goes to the gym, right?
Is it
I've
the
never
same
seen
guy?
him in the gym. I've never seen him run, and I've never seen him lift any weights. I think he just goes there to shower and dry. This has only just occurred
That's
to me
even-
now.
Wow.
Sorry, carry
That's-
on.
That's
We've got a show to do. Carry on.
That makes it weird.
It's literally just occurred to me that I've only ever seen him naked drying himself. I've never seen him in the gym.
Maybe you don't
If you-
recognize him with clothes on
Could be
It's
that.
possible.
Could be that.
because you've only been looking at the bottom half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, because like he's looking at himself in the mirror as he does it. So I've only seen his face reflected in a mirror.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I don't recognize it when it's non-reflective and it's like
He
it's
looks
normal.
at himself in a mirror while he does
Well, he's
it.
got to make sure he's getting it right.
I look at my pieces and parts in the mirror. Sometimes you got to make sure stuff is still there and where it's supposed to
Yeah,
be. Like
seriously.
gravity
Yeah.
happens.
Folds. I don't know. I like,
You got to check every day to make sure everything is in working order.
and I do.
See, another tip of life advice. It's true. You have to.
Yeah.
So he's probably just checking. He's taking a moment to count all the freckles and make sure that stuff isn't leaning too much to the left. I know
And
that's a
blast them
problem.
with hot air. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like that might be long-term dry skin related. With I don't know how.
He moisturizes as well. He puts on lotion after he's done.
Now you're lying. Most men
he
don't
does.
use lotion.
He does. Lotion is big. We live in Peckham. Everyone puts on lotion in Peckham. It's a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah, some people do.
Yeah.
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 So he just treats himself to a
He
good
treats
rub down,
himself
a blow
good.
down, and a
He treats
and a
himself well,
lotion
and
down.
he deserves it. Don't we all?
Yeah. We should all be so lucky. I think we should go to the gym.
Do you know what? As soon as we're done, I'm gonna put lotion on. I can put lotion on tonight.
I'm gonna need you to tweet a picture. I'm gonna need you to tweet a picture.
Can I have some lotion? I want to put on some lotion.
Tweet a picture of you putting lotion on the skin.
I can't get banned from Twitter again.
It's only banned if people aren't interested in watching lotion on the skin. Nobody says no to that, guys. Everything is better when it's lotioned. Guys, we're going to hell. All kinds of hell. So, doing a little bit of timekeeping. I think it's getting quite late where you guys are. And I want to be mindful, right? I want to be mindful of that because...
Yeah, we're mindful.
How long have we been going?
2.5.
Time's it here?
It is 10:30.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because the missus works and, you know, I don't know what he does all day. Lotioning and drying himself off at the gym.
Well, I know what I'm going to do tomorrow.
So I think we're going to have you guys on after your wedding and not crazy because I don't know that we've talked about all the things that are important about life.
Exactly.
Culturally.
Yeah,
I
totally.
mean, we have so much to learn.
Yeah.
Well, and also we say no to so many shows at the moment, unfortunately, just because of like how busy.
Yeah,
everything
I
is
was a
and
little
stuff.
shocked.
So
I was
it's
trying to
awesome
figure out why you guys said yes to us. I was like, maybe they think we're somebody else. I told Rem, maybe they don't realize. Maybe they think we're someone else because I think they might not have. They might not know.
It's because I was texting you back with one hand because the other hand was on the hairdryer.
And you hit no, but then hit yes. I was like,
And then you were
thumb is
already
so
committed.
long.
You were already committed because Belle would shitpost you on Twitter. You're already committed.
I mean, when you were texting me, you were like, "Hey, do you want to be on Porncast?"
You guys are like, yeah,
I've
we're
responded
in.
to
And I was
any
like,
of
yes.
my texts.
no, I mean Pooncast. I mean Pooncast.
Pooncast.
Victims of the they do regret it now, I'm sure, Murky. You know, we have to send apology letters after every guest because you know, they come on under the impression it's going to be super professional and quality entertainment and
It's
all.
been all those things. What are you talking
I
about?
thought so too. We gave a variety today of various things.
And we should know because we're like the most professional YouTube couple there is.
Yeah, you guys really are.
Yeah.
Like the epitome of professional. I don't even know how you're not like working for Blizzard.
Yeah. If you look up the word professional in the dictionary,
There's a guy standing there in front of the mirror with
hugging
a blow
Ian
dryer.
Hazacostas like this.
Someone actually tweeted us yesterday and was like, "Pro tip: be more professional."
Yeah, and I was like, don't you have to be a pro to give a pro tip, bitch? Back up.
Somebody said
I didn't
that?
say that actually, but I
Yeah,
wish
you
I had
did.
because that is a
No, you
slap
didn't.
down
No, you
to
didn't.
that guy.
That
It was a guy. I wouldn't call a girl a bitch. I could call a guy a
You're
bitch.
right.
But yeah, and he's like
No,
some guy.
just want to tell you that I know you're trying to make sure that you don't piss off your female audience, but sometimes girls are bitches and you're just going to have to be okay with that. It just is what it is. And ladies, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, and it's probably you right there. Right there. With the little stank face, it's you. Seriously, sometimes we are. And sometimes you have to call it out because I'm not gender biased. You are what you are.
Yeah, but this guy gave me a pro tip.
That's awful.
He gave me a pro tip, and I was like, I'm not sure.
Who are you again?
Out of the two of us, I'm the pro.
My favorite is when people comment and they link you another content creator that they want you to be like.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm like, oh, thanks. Totally gonna be getting right on top of that. I don't understand. We already have one of those. Why do we need two of them?
My favorite is in YouTube comments, and I've actually got a cut and paste template for this one now. My favorite is in YouTube comments where they go, "Why do these idiots keep appearing on my feed? Make these shitty videos stop appearing on my feed." I always reply the same thing, and I cut it and paste it, and it's like, "Don't worry, mate. Just keep ignoring the videos, and they'll disappear off your feed. Just don't do anything stupid like commenting on them,
And then it tells
then we'll appear in your feed all the time." Of course, the real problems start if you comment on the video and then me, as the owner of the channel, replies to your comment, because then, of course, we'll never disappear from your feed. So just make sure you don't do anything really stupid like that, and you'll be absolutely
We're there
fine.
forever. We're gonna be in your dreams,
GL.
haunting you.
Yeah, if you comment here, it's like, hey, we're just never gonna go away now.
Because
Yeah, no, I love it. And it gives me immense pleasure to write those.
Because YouTube algorithms are just that, YouTube algorithms. So, yeah,
exactly.
good on you. Now, you might as well just subscribe and love me because we're connected forever.
Yeah, because like you're gonna be seeing my face on your feed a lot.
We're pretty much married, so just fucking get used to it. Okay, now, guys, as my gift to you for getting married. I lied. I don't have a gift, but well, my friendship, my forever, undying friendship. You know,
It's not that pricey.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Can it be bought?
I wanted to switch. I mean, your friendship's alright. I wanted to switch.
Her friendship is priceless.
I I'm cheap, but I'm not easy. There's a difference, guys. I don't know what the difference is because after 36 years that gets convoluted, but... Or is it I'm...
No, so if
easy
you're
and not
easy,
cheap,
you're not
cheap
even
and
a
not
cheap
easy.
date. If you're a cheap date, there's still some effort, but if you're easy, there's zero effort.
I don't really know what I am anymore because it changes by the day. Tacos
What
and
is it
all.
if I don't make any effort? What type of a date am I then?
It depends.
Carefree.
Sometimes
Carefree. I'll go with that.
sometimes
Ooh,
women
I like
need
that.
silence, so maybe that could be a good thing. Sometimes we just need peace and quiet. So you might be giving more than you realize in your silence and not doing any effort.
Sounds good. I'll take that.
Just more blow drying in the gym, public restrooms, and
that speaks for
everyone's happy.
Yeah,
That's really giving to the public. You're really doing a service there. I got to be honest there. That guy should
I
get...
feel like I've done everyone a service just by putting that image in their heads. To be honest with you.
That guy should get a medal for the community effort. I mean, he's paving the way.
But he doesn't wear any clothes. I don't think he'd wear a medal. Because, like, if it's metal, then the heat from the hairdryer is going to heat it up. It's going to leave a mark. He doesn't want that.
Right.
You're right. Interesting. I want to ask questions, but I know not to because it's a scary thing. But
Well,
my
we
gift
missed a
to
couple of rabbit holes back there. If you want to dive back into those.
my gift to you is I think it sucks putting people that know WoW stuff through the gauntlet, but I feel like you need the gauntlet, and I'm gonna bank on the fact that you guys are tired and
and also that we know nothing about WoW. Because you're a girl gamer. Girls don't game. How you don't know anything? Are you gonna get Are you ready to get exposed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to do a video with Evitel about girls not gaming. I feel like there's a opportunity there for collaborative effort.
I feel that.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be a good opportunity there for some making fun of folks on the internet without making fun of folks on the internet. I'll get back to that.
Subtle undertone.
Remind me, Rem, to remind myself to talk to her about that because I feel like I got a good idea there. But, so Gauntlet. The way the Gauntlet works is since you are a couple, you're together, you're a pair, you're
Two peas in a pod?
Not what I would have said, but I was getting there. I was...
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You're like peas and carrots.
Delicious, by the way, not for nothing. But so 1 minute, I have Gauntlet music that unfortunately you guys can't hear, but
oh no, good,
the stream will be able to hear it. To me, the Gauntlet music makes it worse because it's like suspenseful. We'll ask the question, and the only thing you have to do is answer. If you don't know the answer, you can just move on, and we'll see how many you can answer in a minute.
Right.
Now,
in a minute.
There isn't.
What's the record? How many do we need to get to win?
Yeah.
That's all I care about.
So,
how do we beat everyone else?
The only person who has ever answered every single one.
No one's gotten past 10.
Yeah, he's right.
Whoa, okay.
That's all I need to know. And who was that?
It wasn't Bajira, that's for sure.
Oh. Peculiar did really well.
I would fucking hope so. Hello? She literally lives her life in data mining. If you don't answer all the questions right, you need another job. And I told her that very honestly. Like, who was it?
I don't think we can beat Peculiar.
No, we
Who did we have on that was like Johnny Mnemonic when it comes to all things Warcraft? I can't think right now. I don't even remember. But I know...
We're not very good at names. That's our problem.
No.
Nobody's ever gone over 10, though.
Dates, places, really, they all
Faces,
just kind of...
tax returns, all that kind of stuff. We're just bad at human interaction.
Yeah.
Well, which one of you is the more... Which one of you has the better memory when it comes to World of Warcraft stuff?
Oh.
Probably me. But we're both pretty rubbish, to be honest.
I nominate.
We're too busy mythic raiding all the time.
Well, the good news is, since you guys are a team, you get to do it together. Let me pull it up, and I will... Not pull it out, guys. Let's not make it weird.
That's all we need. In a minute.
Yeah, you just need 11.
That's
less than one every 6 seconds. We can do that.
Hold on, I gotta find... I lost it.
Uh-oh.
I didn't lose
What?
it. I'm trying to find
The Gauntlet?
Yeah. Oh, found it.
I have it open.
It's in its own folder. Okay. I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Let me...
One every 5 seconds and we win.
Ready.
Yeah, we can do this.
Okay. And we're gonna go... Rem, you got a time. So 60... I think we actually extended it to 90 seconds. I don't know. 60 seconds. Doesn't matter.
Oh, well, we'll smash 11 with 90 seconds. That's almost unfair.
Okay, so 60. We're not gonna give them a handicap.
Okay, in that case, 59.
Whoa. All right. And if you don't know it, just hit pass so I can move on. Ready? And how many primary dragonflight are there?
4?
Who created the demon soul?
She doesn't give us the answers till the end.
Who created the demon soul?
The dragonflight.
Why was Illidan originally imprisoned?
Oh, he was bad.
Let the wife answer. You're terrible. What race is Li Shin from Throne of Thunder?
Mogu.
What staff did Medivh wield and players could attain in Karazhan?
That's Yesh.
I would be embarrassed if you didn't get that. Name 4 of the 6 Shahs.
Fear, pride,
Anger. Spaghetti.
Yeah, we got a new Shah! That's awesome. Any other ones? The Shah of Spaghetti?
Shah of...
fear, pride, anger.
What's other bad stuff?
Gluttony?
Financial embezzlement.
Move on.
Hold on, I can't deal with this.
Time's up.
The time is up.
No, it's not. That was never 2 minutes.
No, 60 seconds,
60 seconds
is how many minutes? We could do this. I know math is hard. We could do it. Okay, but I have one more that's very important.
Are you sure? Because what if we beat the record by getting this one right and then people...
I can tell you that you have not beat the record.
Oh.
But who is the Eredor boss in the Trial of the Crusader?
Can't remember.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember.
clue.
Pass on that one,
You
sorry.
face Jiraxis.
Oh,
You guys are
Jiraxis.
terrible individuals.
He's like my favorite Hearthstone card.
It's my favorite saying ever. Because when you face Jiraxis. Trifling
You know
gnome.
Those are bad questions.
Yeah.
Those were
No.
great questions. But there are 5 dragon flights.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
Red, blue, green, bronze, black.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
I mean, hang on, though. Hang on. Can we really count black now?
Whoa, that's kind of testy there.
No, like, because, like, there's
Now-
one black dragon alive, and they're not part of the dragon flight. They're just, like...
There's still one of the primary dragonflights.
Because
So,
even the one is more powerful, yeah?
Okay, no, all right, okay. I'm just trying to literally talk shit so I can get out of this
So you
hole.
can get... Deathwing created the demon soul.
Before.
Deathwing created the demon soul.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you did.
Illidan was imprisoned because he created the second Well of Eternity after the Sundering.
To say that Deathwing created the demon soul, right? That's like saying that, like, McDonald's create chicken nuggets, because really, chickens create chicken nuggets, don't they?
no, so Netherian had the plan to make it. He just took the power from the other dragonflight.
Yeah, power
Okay.
comes from the whole dragonflight.
Okay.
But
I'm
he
not really-
is the mastermind. He
I'm not really
created.
complaining. I'm not really, like...
But creating something is probably borrowing power from other people if you're efficient, right? You don't have to have it yourself. You just have to know people that do and have.
Like I say, I'm not complaining.
That's a good leader, I think,
Trying to be right, because I'm not.
to borrow strength.
I'm a man. That's what we do. It's
true.
Yeah.
Of course,
No,
the girl on the internet was right. The finding when she was able to answer, she was correct. Li Shin is Mogu. And then it was really hard for us to not get the Medivh question right because we talked about it twice earlier. So
would have been
it was
embarrassing.
very embarrassing. The Shahs are fear, anger, pride, hatred, doubt, violence, and despair. We've added the Shah of disappointment thanks to Bajira. The Shah of happy thanks to Perk. The Shah of rage thanks to Zaryu. And I feel like there's another Shah we're missing that we get to add spaghetti and what was the other one?
Gluttony? Shaw of Gluttony?
Yeah, Shah of.
That's my favorite Shah.
Envy's one, yeah. I know. It's
There should be Glah Vanity or Shah Vanity because vanity is my absolute favorite sin of all of them, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
That's my
If
favorite
you can
sin.
have one, have that one.
Yeah.
I'd probably go gluttony.
So we've got Shah of Spaghetti.
Same.
Did you say the Shah of Financial Ruin? Is that if this was real life, if World of Warcraft was real life and the Shahs were real world bosses, it would be in fact
Yeah, totally.
financial ruin and the fact that healthy food is more expensive at fast food menus than the unhealthy food.
Hate that shot. It's the worst one.
It really is.
And no one ever knows the mechanics.
The Shaw of spaghetti was fucking fantastic.
So
I love it when we get new Shaws. We always hope that people don't know those because the disappointment.
Will the end boss of that Shaw be like taxes then?
Ooh.
Yeah.
No, audit.
It would be like no, it wouldn't
Audit.
be. It would be the
No, that would be.
It would be the last boss would be you getting asked to produce receipts from a tax return that you did like 4 years ago. And you'd be like, shit, man, we moved. And usually but we moved. And
I don't even keep receipts from some shit I bought 2 weeks ago, let alone 4 fucking years ago.
Every 5 years, every year, I have a little party where I burn all my receipts that are 5 years old. Like, fuck you. I don't need you anymore.
I can't even. The funniest thing about the Shaw of Disappointment is Bajira really thought, like, God loved Jackson. He really thought that there was a Shaw of Disappointment. Like, he was like, I got this Shaw of Disappointment. And I'm like.
And ironically, he kind of created it in that moment when you told him he was wrong.
And he did say, now I'm a disappointment. Well, you are what you say you are.
I'll be honest with you. If Bajira said that, I'd just tell him he was right.
Yeah, you're totally right, man.
I really took great power. I took great...
11 points, Bajira. You did it.
I relished in the fact that a man of Bajira's, stature and, just who he is. I took great... It was so good for me that he didn't... I love it when I have PvPers answer those questions, though, because, like, Zaryu farms... one of the questions is, they're all mounts. I think most of them are mounts, but he farmed that specific mount. It was the question. He got it and couldn't even produce the name. It was amazing.
Well, that's the annoying thing about WoW questions is you've encountered the answers a million times before. It's just how much you take in, isn't it? It's hard.
It's true, especially when you watch Netflix when you're raiding instead of listening to your raid leader. I would never do that, guys. I listen to my raid leader. I'm not watching Netflix while I'm raiding.
And if I am, it's only Fat Boss videos.
It's true.
Method guides.
It's true. We are a Fat Boss guild. We do. That is who we link for the videos because accents also make everything better. So
they don't have an accent. You've got an accent.
Well, like to us, I'm not really going to listen to you, but if you have an accent, I'm 75% more likely to retain what you say because it was interesting to listen. And you could say a bunch of shit to me with an accent and I would smile because I would think it was awesome. I would never know if you were mad at me because it would all sound great. I'm embarrassing.
Yeah, they can call you a Belle End and you'd be like, oh, that's so lovely.
I hate that you made me do that. This fucker, we go to beta and I'm trying to figure out a name to name because all my characters have Belle, like Taco Bell, Bellasan, Bellamental, Wreckin' Bell, like all of my Ring My Bell. They all have Belle. This jackass says Belle End, and I was like, I can dig it. Somebody took Belle in alpha already, and alpha was it was like 6 hours after they gave early access, and somebody already took Belle. So I did. I mobbed all around Horde side on my goblin, not realizing the weight of what that word was, and I was like, wow.
When did you find out?
After I was fully committed and had already been leveling and questing and didn't want to start over.
One of the happiest times of my entire life was a time I lived on a road called Bellenden Road. Because I used to like going into banks and stuff and giving my address, and they'd be like, and what's your address? And I'd be Bellenden Road. And they'd go, how do I spell that? I said, as it sounds.
Yeah, he giggled the whole time, too. Like, we're questing, and he's just giggling. And I'm like, what the fuck is so funny? Like,
I'm not mature. I'm sorry.
So I'm streaming, and he says it. I was like, oh, that's embarrassing for people on stream to see my reaction to what's supposed to be my best friend in the world. Set me, and I kept the name. I'm going to rock that name. In fact, I'm going to name a live
Just embrace it, yeah.
I'm going to name a live tune. Belle End, just because I want to tribute.
You just gotta embrace the Belle End.
I want to tribute that mark on our friendship.
Yeah, you got to own that Belle End. Don't keep it hidden. Show it off.
You gotta get paid for it, though.
Try it off at the gym. I don't care.
No,
And it does roll off the tongue, doesn't it?
Yeah.
nobody's gonna want to buy the cow if keep giving away the milk for free, guys. Just saying. Charge. It's important. Fuck. Poor. I can tell you guys are exhausted. We're terrible. Okay. Guys. Where can... I don't even need to ask you where the internet can find you because it's going to be attached to everything. So, if you don't know who these guys are, I'm pretty sure you already do. I'm not introducing you to anything new. But make sure you follow all the things that they do. Give them a sub on YouTube. Give them, don't send them dick pics, guys, because that's not nice. And if you do, he likes them, so,
Yeah, send them to me.
Not
I'll
to
put them
me.
in the folder.
they both see the Twitter, so just make sure you address it to him first, so that's the last thing they see is, the name, so that doesn't...
That's fair.
You can't go back from that, guys. Also, DitchCon is happening. I think it's supposed to be happening. I was trying to decide if I should play the teaser, but I think I'm not going to. Should I? Shouldn't I?
Play the teaser.
I mean, people have already seen it, but I feel like I wanted to play it again. The reason being, guys, hi, I need your money. So, DitchCon is funded. This is our 3rd year. And we can't throw the party without you because I'm not made of money and I don't know the lottery numbers. And Rem's not good at math, so there's that. And I have children, so... We are, I think last check was 61%. So we need to be at 100 in the next 27 days in order to be able to continue to throw the party, which I'll be really sad if we can't. So if you have the means, please make sure you back. We've got killer art. Noxie and Firecat did the art this year. It's pretty amazing. But it is Hollow's End themed, and who doesn't like Hollow's End? I have to buy all the shirts already, and it's my own Kickstarter, so there's that. But we do need to get that wrapped up next week. Through the kindness of Blizzard's heart, we do have a ton of beta keys to give away. We are going to start that next week, and we're going to be giving a chunk out at the same time every week for the show. So make sure you follow, make sure you watch. You want to catch it live because we want to give you beta stuff that doesn't really matter because it's almost live. So the beta keys aren't really that important at this point, but I'm sure people would still like them, and we're going to give them, and Blizzard's awesome for doing that. So, yeah, there's that. But I am going to play the teaser real quick just because I want to pick my nose, and I need to do that in private before we do the outro. So, yeah, guys, have a teaser!
Prepare yourselves. The bells have tolled. Shelter your weak, your young, and your old. Each of you shall pay the final sum. Cry for mercy! The reckoning has come!
Yeah, I totally picked my nose. They watched.
I saw it.
You guys got to see all the glory. That's been bothering me for the better part of 45 minutes. That's the only reason I played the teaser, so I could pick my nose and be happy. It's not pretty, guys, but it just is what it is. Now, I want to thank you guys for coming and hanging out with us and, being nerds and doing what nerds do because it's awesome. I like to find other people that have the same approach that I do to serious situations because it's very rare.
What you mean, take them very seriously?
Yeah, and get told to be professional and that I should be more like Bellular Gaming, which I love Michael. He's awesome. He's doing his thing.
I love his sweaters too.
His thing. I do love his Don't throw shade! Don't! You can't throw shade. We're going to have him on the show. You can't do that.
No, we can't even make jokes about Belly because people get really upset. They think we
get so bad.
Yeah,
they tweet photos of us getting drunk with him.
Yeah.
Like, we say a joke about Bellular, and obviously, like 95% of our viewers get it, but there's always like 5% of people that haven't seen our channel before, or whatever. And they're like, he's a much better YouTuber than you. He makes you look like an idiot. You don't even know what you're talking about.
People get very angry. And people have defended because we have made a comment or two about the sweaters. I'm not insulting, guys. I have a big forehead. Like, it's cool.
It's
We're
not
gonna
like
be
you're saying
fine.
they're bad sweaters. They're lovely sweaters.
They are lovely, lovely
I mean, the
sweaters.
best time to wear striped sweaters all the time.
Right. And my aunt probably has several of the same sweaters in her closet. So, like, they're great sweaters. They're very popular.
Don't tell Belly like that. He'll go after her.
Oh, yeah, he'll probably...
I mean, I know we joke and everything, but he is fucking dangerous.
Yeah, because he's very quiet.
I know we're all
and silent.
laughing, but it's a nervous laughter, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I know we're all joking about it now. We're all joking. It's all
I'm
fun and
laughing
games.
so that I don't cry.
It's fucking dangerous.
It's emotional. I might have to bleep this part out because I don't want him to focus
I'm
his
sorry.
attention on me. Just kidding. I'm totally kidding. We love you, Belle. You're awesome.
He knows we love him. What's happened?
Uh-oh.
You hit your button.
Oh, thank God! I thought we.
I don't know, chat. How many times do I do that in an episode where I hit the fucking mute button? And
You did good up until now.
Just as you were saying all that nice stuff about Bellilar as well, we never heard.
I was saying lovely things. I was. I
can tell
said
by the
I
way
said a
your mouth is moving.
whole, and I can't even repeat it. I'm so emotional about it. He'll just never know how we feel.
Well, just make sure you tell him when he's on the show.
Yeah, he's never gonna come on the show now.
In fact,
He's-
I've written a poem for you to read to him.
You have a poem. You read it. You read
I'll
it.
send
You
it
wrote
to you.
it.
It's called you have no idea how hard it is to think of a rhyme for Bellular.
Yeah. There's some
So
rhymes,
far.
but it.
Spectacular.
Spectacular. Annular.
Granular.
Granular.
And you learn.
Now
Amazing
that you
poem.
say it,
You
it's-
love it.
Minotaur.
Yeah. I'll think of any more.
Spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brontosaur.
No.
Tubular.
Tubular.
Yeah.
That's totally tubular.
It's totally tubular.
I'm
Murderer.
yes. Yeah.
That's the only one we needed, really.
We wrote you a poem. Just kidding. Here's the word. Oh,
Yeah,
We're
I say
dead.
it's a poem.
He's
It's just
gonna
loads
kill
of
us
words
all.
that rhyme with Bellular.
so I feel like this is a good moment in time. Yo, Michael, when you have time, we are changing the show time on Thursdays to make it earlier so that we can bring our fellow other halves of the world on the show. We're actually doing that next week. Our show is going to be at 3, I think, right, Rem? 3 PST?
Yep, I'm working that out.
On Thursday still. But, yeah, if you're listening, I love you. I love your sweaters. We love you. We love your sweaters. We love your, your... I don't have nothing else outside of that.
There's nothing I don't love.
Yeah, that's the better thing.
Apart from the killing.
We would.
I could do without the killing.
It depends on
Yeah.
the mode, the way it happens. Really,
It's not good, man.
I don't like a
Kill-
messy killer. You know, you need to be
Can
clean,
be. It's not good. It's not good.
quick and
But apart from that,
quick.
it's awesome. I love his videos. I love his outro.
Yeah,
His videos are great.
that is just my favorite part of all the videos. In fact, I almost had the good face the whole time, and you ruined it. I was gonna clip to there, and then it was gonna be really serious.
Okay, I do this weird thing. Like, I do it when I yawn, and I do it when I laugh. Like, I go to cover my mouth,
I was.
but I cover my eyes instead. So I laugh like this. I like.
It's so
I kind of think
weird.
and I do it when I
It's
yawn,
so
and so I'm like.
It's like I think
So
it's
weird.
because if you think that you can't see the world,
Yeah.
they can't see
Yeah,
you.
I'm invisible if you can't see me. It's true.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna know that I couldn't hold my. That was the longest I've ever held a serious face. By the by, like I'm pretty proud of myself. Seriously though, we want you on the show, so I'm gonna tweet to you, and you're probably gonna block me, but that's okay. We're dead. So. Wedding, anything you guys want to announce or mention or...
Yeah, the wedding's off.
Yeah. And
So
let's
you're
see, baby.
available.
So...
Hope you enjoyed the wedding. In a couple of weeks for the christening. No, I mean, we're getting married, so our video output.
Do you guys have an open marriage, though? I'm asking for a friend who may or may not like your fiance.
It's gonna depend entirely on who that friend is, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
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 How would
Well,
a said friend go about, you know.
Dick pics
Well,
mostly.
send him a dick pic.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it
What
goes.
if there is no
Right.
dick?
For a friend, hypothetically, what if there is no?
Oh, in that case, it's a yes, definitely.
I'm going to email my friend and let my
I
friend
thought we'd
know.
already agreed that. I thought we were already on for that.
For the record, my friend is old and has a bad memory, okay? Like, my friend doesn't even remember.
All that stuff about Helinka, that was just foreplay.
My friend doesn't pick
Worked
up
for
on
me.
subtleties, okay? Friend doesn't work for you.
Why did you want me to open my mouth? Yes.
But why did you is the question. You didn't even think about it. You
Because
just
it's
did
like
it.
my Pavlov's dog.
He just was like, I'm ready. And that's the ultimate trust, ladies and gentlemen.
I
Because
trust you.
if my husband were to have said that, there would be 50 questions on why. What do you need?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Why do you want this? What's happening? Yeah, I don't have that kind of trust.
No, I mean, like, yeah, and we're working very hard on the wedding and videos as well. We're trying to get out 2 a week at the moment, and sometimes we do, sometimes we don't, but we always get a video out a week still, which is good. And as always, just thank you to the amazing people that support us and allow that to happen.
Go give them support, throw money at them, go give them stuff. They're who I aspire to be when I grow up older.
She's who I aspire to be.
Yeah, I want to be.
That'd be weird for me, because, I mean, that would be okay actually.
Yeah,
If you're just me,
yeah, you'd like that.
I'd be
I
into
think
it.
you'd like me more.
I think I would.
I've seen the way you look at you.
I was gonna say I think my head would explode if there was double
I've seen you making eyes at you.
in the mirror when she's blow drying herself at the gym. We know what you're doing. It's okay. We made it all kinds of weird, guys. I am happy that you got to see Belle at her best today. Well, I wouldn't call it my best, but it's the best version you're ever going to get out of me in anything. So that's all that's it. That's all she wrote. Note the new showtime, guys. PST, PDS, PFF, PDF. Fuck, I don't know. We're in Arizona, so whatever that means. And that's starting next week. We might fluctuate the hours, but that just is what it is. If you are listening to this on Spotify or iTunes or any other audio portion on the internet, everything you need to contact these fine fair-weathered, I don't even know what fair-weathered means, but I always wanted to use it in a sentence.
I feel like I'm a fair weather raider. Definitely.
I hope
I'm like,
that's-
what, you got that boss down? I'll come along. You got that on farm? I'll be there. I'll heal it. Fair weather raider.
I finally got to use that. My husband's going to be so proud of me. I've been trying to find ways that it makes sense in a sentence because I read it in a book recently.
Yeah, you almost got it.
Did I almost? It was like...
No, I'm fair weather.
Oh, fucking A. Yeah, all the information you need to subscribe to them, watch their streams and all that good stuff. Make sure you go and do it. We will have them again soon. I'm going to try to see if I could pull off a sneaky thing with the future wife.
Yeah.
Not my future wife. I wouldn't mind.
Well, play your cards right.
I wouldn't mind.
That's what she says to me every day.
Treat her right, man, because there's always somebody in the background lurking.
You're right.
Fucking Jane,
And
of
frankly,
course.
it could have been worse.
And she looks a little psycho, so you might not want to say no to her. Just say yes, because I feel like anything beyond that is pretty much it. But guys, we are going to get the hell out of here because I have to go to the bathroom. And,
Fair.
you know, we got potty. These guys need to go to bed. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. We will do it again when you are not so busy because we're forever now. Once we've done this, this is...
Awesome.
We're the Borg, kind of,
Count on it.
without the parts. And
It's been an absolute pleasure and joy and a privilege. And we'll send you the Warcraft lore questions in advance next time.
Mhm, I would do that. I would do that and make sure I.
It's our fault for not doing it this time. Sorry.
Yeah,
Right.
I would do that.
Yeah.
It is. Is it past midnight for you guys?
No.
Oh,
Almost.
well,
Yeah.
An hour or two, yeah.
yeah. You guys got time for adult stuff. Don't worry. You're not too tired. Drink some coffee. You'll be fine.
Yeah, I got some tax returns that need doing.
Yeah, get it done because the Shaw of
Gotta get that
financial,
hardback book cover.
the
Yeah.
Shaw of financial ruin is whatever.
out there.
All
I
that
don't even
grown-up
fucking
stuff.
remember what we said. That about wraps up tonight's show. Guys, thank you for spending your 2-3 hours with us every week. I promise it's always going to be an hour and it's always longer, but you love us. If you're listening to this on iTunes and you have a question, please go to pwnecast.tv. Ask us questions. Chat with us. Involve yourself. Back our Kickstarter. Give us your money, or I'm going to have to come to your house.
She probably will.
Just kidding. If you are going to BlizzCon, the next month, the Universe stuff will be live for you guys to get your free RSVPs to that, but we'll talk about that more next week. We are going to get out of here, and guys, have a great Sunday. Fun day.
Yeah.
I'll
see you there or see you in another time.
This fucking guy. Just kidding, I love you. I love you, Rem, forever.
Oh, I love you too.
Are you drinking?
No, this is tea.
So 2 weeks ago, I thought, I'm going to have a drink during show. Just, nothing crazy. I didn't eat.
That's more fun, though.
It was a bad time. It was not the best.
It's a financial...
It's a fridge?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm American. I have to be lazy.
That's a beer-filled fridge?
I'm sure he's probably got, like...
That's what this office needs.
It does.
You guys do need a fridge. You do.
We do, actually.
What's the beer? What's the beer?
Probably some weird beer that you have to chew before you swallow.
Wow.
Nice.
That was an IPA.
Okay.
All right.
Do you guys have Ballast Point out there?
No, but I the type of beer, I like what you've gone with there. Nice IPA.
Mm-hmm.